Hey, sleepy buddy. Find your comfiest spot, lower your brightness, and take a slow breath with me. Before we drift off, where are you watching from and what time is it where you are? Drop it softly in the comments so we can say goodnight to your corner of the world. And don't forget to subscribe because if you subscribe, our beloved Courage will be happy. Tonight we're curling up in nowhere with Courage, Muriel, and a house full of gentle sounds. If you're ready, close your eyes and let the windmill turn the first page. Okay, let's begin. The night is quiet in nowhere. The sky is dark and soft like a warm blanket. In the middle of the plain stands a small house. One kitchen lamp glows. The light is gentle. It paints the table gold and the cupboards honey brown. The air is warm and still. It smells like clean wood and soap. The clock on the wall ticks in a slow, kind way. Tick, tick, tick. Between the ticks, there is a little space, and that space feels safe. Floorboards remember old footsteps. They hold you up without any effort. Nothing in this room is in a hurry. Nothing needs you to rush. Courage pads across the floor. Tap, tap, tap. He pauses and looks around with sleepy eyes. His ears relax. His tail moves once and stops. He knows it is a good night. He knows you are safe. The kettle rests on the stove. A low hum begins, gentle and steady. Steam rises and curls like small ghosts that only mean kindness. The steam carries the smell of chamomile and honey. It smells like calm. Muriel moves softly by the counter. She lifts the kettle and tips it over a mug. Water falls in a smooth ribbon. She adds a spoon of honey. She stirs in slow, easy circles. Clink, clink, clink. Each circle says, rest. Her hands are steady and her face is soft. She turns and sets the mug on the table. There you are, dear, she whispers. Let the day go now. Courage leans on Muriel's apron. He closes his eyes halfway. His little breaths match yours. In for 4, hold for 1, out for 6, again, in hold, out, like a tide that knows the shore by heart. There is a small plate of shortbread beside the mug. The edges are neat. The scent is sweet. It is a treat that can wait for morning. Knowing it is there is enough. Nothing urgent. Nothing pressing. Through the window, the windmill turns one petal at a time. It does not hurry. Count if you like. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let each number grow softer than the one before. Let each space between numbers feel wider and warmer. The wind outside is kind tonight. It moves the grass with a careful hand. You feel the chair under you, or the bed if you are lying down. It holds you. You do not need to hold yourself up. Your shoulders drop a little. Your jaw loosens a little. Your hands grow heavy and warm. Your feet let go of their work. Good. Muriel lifts a folded wool blanket from the counter. It is clean and soft. It smells like lavender from the line. She shakes it once, and the air gives a quiet sigh. The blanket waits for the moment it will help. Courage noses the cup and makes a tiny please sound. He circles once and curls at your side. His paws relax. His ears droop in a friendly way. His tail gives one slow wag and is still again. He is brave. He is safe. You are too. The clock keeps ticking. Tick, tick, tick. The space between ticks belongs to you. Stay there. If a thought comes, let it float up like steam from the cup. Up, and gone. The air is even cleaner after it leaves. Breathe in for 4. Hold for 1. Breathe out for 6. Feel your ribs widen, then fall. Let the out-breath be a little longer and smoother than the in-breath. Long out-breaths tell the body, you are safe. You can rest. From the other room, Eustace works on the rocking chair. He is not cross. He is careful. He turns one small screw with slow hands. The chair stops squeaking. Click. He nods once to himself. A simple job done. No rush, no fuss. He picks up his hat and walks back to the kitchen. He looks at Courage, then at you. He sets the hat over Courage like a small roof. It makes a little tent of safety and shade. Courage looks proud and cozy under it. "Don't catch a draft," Eustace mutters, but his voice is soft and almost fond. He sinks into the chair. The chair rocks once, twice, then it rests. His eyelids grow heavy. A gentle snore starts, far away and harmless, like a little boat on a quiet lake. Back in the warm circle of the lamp, Muriel sits with the mug in both hands. She hums a tune with no words. The melody rises a little, then falls a little, like waves that never break. It is a lullaby for teacups, for floorboards, for sleepy dogs, for you. The tune does not ask anything of you. It does not need you to think. It only invites you to drift. If worry tries to knock at the edge of your mind, let the lamp answer the door. The lamp says, "Not tonight." The lamp says, "We are resting here." Worry nods, polite, and goes back out to the dark. It can come in morning if it must. Tonight belongs to sleep. Look at the window again. A little moth writes a circle on the glass. One circle. Two. Then it rests on the frame and folds its paper wings. It is not trying to go anywhere now. It is happy to be still. You can be still, too. The windmill turns again. 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5. Each turn is like a blanket laid over you. Layer on layer, thicker, softer, safer. Your breath follows the same rhythm. In, hold, out. Smooth and simple. Muriel stands. She brings the wool blanket to you and Courage. She lays it over both of you at once. It is heavy in a friendly way. Your body hears the message. You can let go now. Your legs release. Your belly softens. Your back eases deeper into the chair or bed. The blanket does the work. You only rest. "That's it," Muriel whispers. Slow and easy. Courage's breathing is a little song. Soft in, long out. Soft in, long out. He twitches once, like a happy dream about a field or a cookie. Then he sighs. You sigh with him without even thinking about it. It feels good. The house is a choir of quiet. The kettle's breath fades to nothing. The refrigerator hums like a cat dozing. The clock keeps its kind time. The wind slides by the walls as if it is tucking them in. Every sound is soft. Every sound says, sleep. If your mind wanders, give it a small task. Ask it to trace the steam from the cup, up and gone. Ask it to count the turns of the windmill. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7. Ask it to follow the slow, safe pattern of your breath. In for 4, hold 1, out for 6. And if numbers feel heavy, let them go. Keep only the feeling of the tide moving in and out. Eustace settles deeper. His hat slips a little over Courage's back and finds a perfect place to rest. His snore is softer now. Muriel's hum becomes a faint thread that ties the room together. Everything that needs doing is done. What was not done did not need doing tonight. Time slows. You do not need to hold it. The clock will hold it for you. You can spend your time on resting, on warmth, on the glow that sits gently on your skin and makes even your bones feel calm. The light from the lamp touches the edges of the mug and the curve shines. The honey swirls rest at the bottom. The cup keeps a little heat to itself like a firefly, saving one last blink for later. The plate of shortbread waits with patience that lasts all night. Courage slides closer until his side touches your arm or your blanket. The contact is small but sure. He is a guardian even when he sleeps. His quiet presence says, you are not alone. Your body believes him and relaxes a little more. Breathe in for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 1. 1. Breathe out for 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Imagine the out-breath carrying the dust of the day away, out through the window, over the yard, into the kind dark where it turns to nothing. The windmill turns again. You do not need to count now. You only feel the steady, friendly motion. The world outside keeps moving, so you do not have to. The house keeps watch, so you can drift. The lamp keeps a quiet promise to stand here, warm and gold, until morning. Muriel rises and places her hand on Courage's back, then on your shoulder. Her palm is warm and light. She does not press. She only lets the warmth pass through, like sun through a window. Everything is fine, my dears, she says. You believe her. Your breath shows that you believe her. It lengthens without trying. The moth is still. The grass settles. The kettle is silent now. The chair does not rock. Even the shadows seem to yawn and lie down on the floor. The room is not empty. It is full of rest. It is full of the kind of quiet that hugs you without arms. If a picture comes to your mind, let it be simple. A spoon resting on a saucer, a folded towel on a hook, a small flame under a blue kettle, now turned off, a wool blanket, heavy and kind, a windmill you can see and also feel in your chest, turning slowly, turning surely, turning you toward sleep. Simple pictures are friendly. They do not pull you away. They bring you closer to the place where dreams begin. You have nothing to fix right now. Eustace fixed the squeak. The lamp fixed the dark. The blanket fixed the chill. Courage fixed the lonely. Muriel fixed the rush. You are already enough, exactly as you are, in this soft gold light. Breathe in, hold, and slowly out. Let your shoulders sink another in. Let your forehead smooth. Let your tongue rest heavy and calm. Let your eyes grow warm behind the lids, like 2 little cups of tea in the dark. The windmill turns, one last slow turn that you notice, and then you forget to notice the next one, because noticing is work, and you do not need to work anymore. You are resting. Courage is resting. Muriel is resting. Even the clock seems to rest between ticks, and that rest is big enough for you to lie down inside it, safe and easy. The lamp keeps its soft circle. The room is warm and still. You rest inside the glow. Your breath is slow now, in a hold out, gentle and easy. Courage lifts his head and looks at you. His eyes are calm. He shifts closer so his side touches your arm or blanket. The touch is small and sure. It says you are not alone. He settles again. His ears droop. His chest rises and falls like quiet waves. Muriel stands and moves with quiet steps. She freshens the kettle and sets it back. She wipes one small ring of tea from the table with the corner of a cloth. Slow circles, clean and simple. She checks the mug, then leaves it where it is, warm and patient. She hums a line under her breath, almost nothing, only comfort. Eustace sleeps in the rocking chair. The chair does not move. His hat sits over Courage like a tiny roof. A slow snore comes and goes. It is soft, like the far shore of a lake. Nothing sharp, nothing sudden. The window shows the night. The windmill turns one pedal at a time. It is steady. You do not need to count now. You only feel the slow rhythm. The world outside keeps time so you can rest. Your shoulders sink deeper. Your face smooths. Your jaw is loose. Your hands are heavy and warm. Your feet are quiet and safe. You breathe in 4, hold 1, and out 6. With each out-breath, your body lets go a little more. Muriel takes a small tin from a drawer. It is hand cream with lavender. She rubs a bit into her palms. The scent is gentle and clean. She pats a little on Courage's ears, just a touch. He sighs in his sleep. She pats a little on your hand, too, if you want it. Warmth spreads through your fingers and up your arms. Your wrists loosen. Your elbows rest. Your shoulders let go again. On the counter sits a folded dish towel. Muriel lifts it and places it under the mug so the cup will not mark the wood. The small care feels good. The house is full of these tiny kindnesses. They make the room safe. The clock goes on. Tick, tick, tick. Between the ticks, there is a field of quiet. You lie down in that field. The quiet holds you the way a warm pool holds a leaf. A moth rests on the window frame. Its wings are still. It does not need to circle the glass anymore. It has found its place. You have found yours too. You do not need to move. You only need to be. Courage twitches once, as if he runs one happy step in a dream. He does not wake. He settles heavier. His small weight is a comfort. You feel your own weight in the chair or bed, safe, supported, held. The kettle gives a faint breath and then is quiet again. The refrigerator hum is smooth and low. The house knows how to speak in soft voices at night. It tells you everything is fine. You believe it. Your breath shows that you believe it. Longer out, softer out, nothing to fix. If a thought rises, let it float like steam. It goes up and fades. The air is clearer after it leaves. If another thought comes, it fades too. You do not chase any thought. You let them drift away into the kind dark outside the window. Muriel lights a tiny candle on the far counter. The flame is small and steady. The light does not compete with the lamp. It only adds a thin line of gold at the edge of a jar. The room smiles in a quiet way. Then Muriel pinches the candle out. A small curl of smoke rises and is gone. The lamp is enough. You take a slower breath. In 2, 3, 4. Hold and out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Imagine the out-breath carrying the day away. It slips under the door. It crosses the yard. It dissolves into night like mist. The day cannot find you now. You are safe inside the glow. Eustace shifts once and becomes still again. His hat settles in a better spot over Courage. It is a neat little tent now. Courage looks even cozier, if that is possible. The sight makes your chest feel warm and loose. You did not know your chest was tight, but it was. Now it is not. The shortbread waits on the plate. The neat edges shine under the lamp. It will be there in the morning. You do not need it now. Knowing it is waiting is enough. Morning will be gentle too. Morning is far away. The computer in the corner is on, but very dim. The screen shows a slow star screensaver. Stars drift in lazy lines. They look like the windmill seen from the sky. You are not reading anything. You are only watching dots move. The dots do not hurry. They do not demand. They soothe. Words arrive in your mind without effort. Simple words. Cup, chair, door, hat, blanket. Each word is safe. Each thing is here. The cup is a small harbor. The chair is a boat that does not rock. The door is closed and kind. The hat is shade for the small dog. The blanket is permission to rest. The words line up and make a soft path to sleep. Muriel checks the front latch. Click. It was already closed, but the little sound says again that you are safe. She draws the curtain halfway. The night still shows at the edges. The windmill still turns. The curtain makes the room smaller in a good way. Cozier. Closer. Your breathing finds a new ease. Hold out. Smooth as silk. Your belly softens. Your back sinks another layer. Your legs grow heavy, as if sand has gently filled them, warm and pleasant, holding them still. If a memory knocks, it is gentle. You do not need to open the door. The lamp answers. Not tonight, it says again. The memory nods and goes to sleep on the porch. It can wait with the broom and the boots and the stars. Courage makes a quiet sound in his throat. A tiny, happy chirp. His dream is a kind one. Maybe a field. Maybe a cookie. Maybe a slow walk with you. Whatever it is, it makes the room feel even softer. You feel sleep step closer. Not loud, not sudden, just near. Muriel places a small glass of water by the mug. She is thinking ahead for morning. The act is calm. It tells time to be polite. Time listens. Time slows. Eustace breathes out a longer sigh and falls deeper. His face looks kind when he sleeps. His hands are open and loose on the arms of the chair. He is a quiet mountain now, and the room is a valley, and a soft breeze moves through both. The lamp glows on. It will glow as long as you need. The house knows how to wait. The wind moves the grass outside, but the walls are steady, and the floor is steady, and your place here is steady too. Let your eyelids settle heavier. Let them be warm, like 2 small cups of tea kept safe in the dark. Let your mouth rest slightly open. Let your tongue lie flat and calm. Let your forehead grow smooth. Let your cheeks soften. Let your neck be free. You do not need to hold your thoughts. The room will hold them for you. You do not need to hold your body. The chair or the bed will hold it for you. You only need to breathe and listen to the soft stories the house tells. The stories have no edges. They do not pull. They wrap. In for 4. Hold 1. And out for 6. Again. And again. Until you forget you are counting. The breath continues on its own. The body knows what to do. The lamp knows what to do. The night knows what to do. You can rest. Muriel's hand rests on your shoulder for a moment. Warmth moves through cloth and skin. Then her hand moves to Courage's back. He does not wake. He only sinks deeper. You follow him down, little by little, safe step by safe step. The moth closes its wings a little tighter. The stars behind the curtain hold their places. The windmill turns as if it is turning the pages of a book you love. The story is simple. A house is quiet. A lamp glows. Tea breathes. A small dog sleeps. You sleep too. You stay in the circle of the lamp. You let the room be your blanket. You let the night be your friend. You let the soft sounds be your lullaby. And you keep breathing, in and out, and softer, until the only thing left to do is rest. The lamp keeps its circle of gold. The night is deeper now, but the kitchen is steady and kind. You rest inside the light. Your breath is slow. In, hold, out, easy and smooth. Courage shifts a little and tucks his nose under the brim of Eustace's hat. Warm air gathers there. He sighs a tiny puff. His body is loose and heavy. He is safe. You are safe. Muriel moves softly to the sink. She turns the tap just enough to fill a small pot for tomorrow's oatmeal. Water runs for a moment, bright and thin, then stops. The last drops tick into the pot. She sets it aside. Each small act is calm. Each small act says everything is ready. You can rest. Eustace sleeps in the chair. His boots sit square on the floor. His hands are open, palms down, quiet on the wood. The hat does its job without trying. The chair does its job without creaking. The room does its job without asking anything of you. On the counter, Muriel opens a tin and takes out 2 tea bags for morning. She sets them beside the kettle. She folds the top of the tin and presses it closed. Click. The sound is neat and final, like a thought put away in a drawer. The window shows the windmill turning, one slow pedal, then the next. The grass beyond is a soft shadow. Somewhere far away a coyote sings once, very faint, then the sound becomes part of the dark, and does not come again. The house stays calm. The kitchen stays warm. You notice your body sinking deeper. Your shoulders are soft and low. Your neck is free. Your jaw hangs loose and easy. Your hands are warm and heavy on the blanket. Your belly rises and falls without effort. In for 4. Hold for 1. Out for 6. If numbers fade, let them fade. The breath will carry on. Muriel lays a square of bread dough on the counter. She does not bake tonight. She just folds the dough once and sets it in a bowl with a cloth over it. The cloth is clean. The bowl is smooth and cool. Tomorrow will come when it is ready. No need to rush the yeast. No need to rush the night. Courage's paws twitch. His dream is slow and kind. Maybe he walks through the tall grass that parts for him. Maybe he follows a cookie scent that never runs out. Maybe he sits exactly where you are, listening to the same quiet as you. Whatever the dream is, it makes him breathe deeper. It makes you breathe deeper, too. Muriel runs a finger along the table edge, feeling the tiny dents of many meals and many years. She smiles. She picks up a small pencil from a cup and writes a tiny note on a scrap. Good morning, you two. She leaves the note under the mug. It is a simple promise from the future, waiting in the light. The clock's hands move together like patient friends. Tick, tick, tick. Between the ticks, the quiet is wide. You rest inside that wide space. You do not need to hold the time. The clock will hold it. You are free to let go. A moth shifts its feet on the window frame and settles again. A fine line of dew begins to gather on the outside of the glass. Cold air touches warm air and makes a soft fog on the edge of the pane. The fog fades. The fog returns. The pattern is calm. You follow it without trying. Eustace's breath changes and then finds a new rhythm, heavier and slower like a small tide. His face is gentle in sleep. The lines around his mouth are smooth. His hat is still a roof for courage. The brim throws a little shadow on the dog's back, a cool shade under the lamp's warm sun. Muriel pulls out a little tin of buttons and sets it down, and then, thinking better of it, puts it away again. Not now. Now is not for mending. Now is for resting. She nods to herself, pleased with this choice. You notice the edges of your thoughts soften. If a picture forms, it is simple. A spoon on a saucer. A folded towel. A door that is closed and kind. These pictures do not pull you up. They let you float down. The refrigerator hums like a quiet friend. The hum is steady, not loud, not sharp. It is a thread that runs through the room, and the lamp's glow is another thread, and the ticking clock is another. The threads weave a blanket you cannot see, but you can feel. It covers the air itself. Muriel checks the back door. The latch is firm. She presses her palm to the wood one moment, as if saying good night to the yard on the other side. Then she returns to the table and sits. The chair under her gives one soft sound and is still. She closes her eyes. She breathes with you. In hold, out, together. Courage's ear flicks. The wool blanket is warm and heavy across you both. You feel the weight in a friendly way. It tells your body there is nothing to do. It tells your body someone else can hold the night. On the shelf above the stove, 3 jars stand in a row, sugar, flour, tea. Muriel straightens the middle jar just a touch, so the labels line up. It is a tiny kindness to the future. It is also a tiny kindness to the present. Order makes the room even calmer. Your feet are so relaxed that you feel them melt into the blanket. Your shins grow warm. Your knees soften. Your thighs feel heavy and still. Your hips let go a little more. Your lower back is wide and easy. Your shoulders slide down and stay there. Your face is soft. Your eyes are warm behind your lids. If a thought tries to gather speed, it loses it in the thick quiet. The quiet is like gentle syrup. Everything slows, nothing sticks. Thoughts slide away and dissolve. You are left with warmth and breath and the steady light. Muriel hums one note, very low, like the bottom key on a small piano. The note is barely there. It sits in the room like a pebble, sits in a stream, easy and sure. Then even the note forgets itself and becomes silence again. The wind shifts outside and touches the house with a soft palm. The house answers with a low, content sound, a kind of wooden sigh. The windmill turns, one and another. You are already counting without counting, keeping time without numbers. Eustace breathes in. Eustace breathes in. Eustace breathes out. His chest rises, falls, falls. He is a safe mountain in the corner of the room. Courage is a warm pebble by your side. Muriel is a gentle flame across the table. You are the soft ground that holds them all. The lamp is the moon of this small planet. On the table, the note under the mug peeks out. Good morning, you two. It feels like a hand on your shoulder from the future, telling you that morning will come kindly. You do not need to reach for it. It will reach for you when it is time. Your breath goes deeper without effort. It fills your belly and your back. It leaves slowly. The out-breath is long and sweet. It carries away any last grit of the day. There is less and less to carry. There is less and less to think. There is more and more space to rest. Muriel reaches for a small tin of lavender. She opens it, breathes in once, then closes it. The scent is enough to remind the room how to sleep. She strokes Courage's back. He does not wake. He only settles heavier. She gives your blanket a tiny smoothing touch. The touch says, I see you. The touch says, all is well. The clock ticks. The computer's stars drift. The refrigerator hums. The wind whispers past the eaves. The kettle is quiet and ready. The dough rests under its cloth. The tea bags wait by the kettle. The water waits in the pot. The house waits with you. No hurry, no push. Your eyelids feel warm, as if two small cups of tea are tucked behind them. Your cheeks are soft. Your mouth is parted just enough for easy air. Your tongue lies flat and still. Your forehead is smooth like a pond at night. Even your thoughts breathe slower now. Courage rolls onto his back for a moment, a small, crooked smile at the corner of his mouth, then slips back to his side. The hat slides, finds a new place, and stays. He is perfectly content to dream inside a hat tent. Muriel leans back in her chair and closes her eyes again. The lamp shines on the silver in her hair. It shines on the curve of the mug. It shines on the note. It shines on the wool fibers of the blanket, one by one, making a tiny field of light on the weave. You could look at that small field for a long time and never get bored because looking is not work here. It is rest. Outside, a cloud moves in front of the moon and then moves away. The change is slow. The light is a little dim, then a little brighter. The kitchen stays the same. The lamp is enough for everything. Your body understands the message. Muscles you are not thinking about let go. The small ones under your eyes, the ones along your spine, the ones that hold your hands even when you are not using them. They all sigh and go quiet. Your whole body is a soft weight now. The chair or the bed holds it all without effort. You can let the breath be smaller if it wants. You can let it be bigger. Either way, it is easy. And hold out. The out-breath is always a little longer, like a line drawn slowly to the end of the page. At the end of the line, there is space. In that space, sleep waits. It has all the time in the world. It is not in a hurry. It will sit with you until you are ready. Muriel opens her eyes and smiles at the quiet room, proud of how well it rests. She stands and gently turns the wick on the lamp a tiny bit lower. The glow stays steady but softer. Shadows move closer to the corners. The gold circle shrinks just a little, making the room even cozier. She looks at you and at Courage and at Eustace. She nods once as if to say, "Good." Then she places both hands flat on the table, feels the wood under her palms, and lifts them again. She stretches her fingers and relaxes them. She sits. Courage breathes out through his nose, a tiny whistle that lasts 1 second. Then silence. You breathe out too. The two sounds almost match. It feels like a secret handshake between friends. It makes your chest softer. The windmill turns. The jars stand in a row. The dough rests. The tea waits. The note waits. The hat shelters. The blanket holds. The lamp glows. The house keeps watch. You drift lower like a leaf settling to the bottom of a still pool. You can see the glow from above, but you are under it now, wrapped in warmth and weight and quiet. Sounds are slower down here. Thoughts are lighter. Time is gentle. Stay. Breathe. Let the room do the rest. Let the lamp keep the circle. Let the night move around the house like a river around a stone. You are the stone. You are steady and held and safe. In and out, and softer, until even the word softer is too much to hold. And you put it down too, and the only thing left is the warm gold and the slow breath and the simple truth that you are here, and you can rest. The gold circle from the lamp is even softer now. The wick is low. Shadows rest in the corners like sleeping cats. The kitchen is a warm island in a slow, dark sea. You float there, safe and still. Courage stays tucked under the brim of the hat. His nose is warm. His breaths are long, soft in, longer out. His chest rises, falls, falls. A tiny sigh slips out and fades into the wool blanket. He does not wake. Eustace slumps deeper in the chair. His boots sit square. His hands hang easy. The chair doesn't rock. The floor holds it like a friend. A single, quiet snore comes and goes, then goes for good. He is heavy and harmless as a hill at night. Muriel stands and smooths the blanket over you in Courage, just one gentle pass of her hand, like wiping a bit of light across the weave. "There," she whispers, almost not a word at all. She looks at the mug, the note tucked beneath it, the straightened jars, the sleepy hat. Everything is in its place. She smiles with her eyes. The window has a thin blush of dew. Little beads gather and join, then trail down, silver on dark. Outside, the wind hushes over the grass, careful not to wake the world. The windmill turns once, and then again, a slow breath for the sky. You breathe like it does, in, hold, out. On the counter, the bowl with the resting dough sits under its cloth, a round, patient shape. Inside, small work happens without hurry, the quiet kind that takes its time. You feel the same quiet work in your body, the slow untangling of muscle and thought, the dissolving of edges, the warmth spreading through your chest and hands. A small sound from the sink, just the memory of a drop finding the basin, and then nothing. Silence settles back into every place it belongs. The refrigerator hum makes a low, even line under the scene, a soft ribbon for the room to rest on. You notice how your face has forgotten to hold anything. Your brow is smooth. Your eyes are warm behind their lids. Your cheeks are loose. Your jaw hangs easy. Your tongue lies flat and calm. Even your ears seem to relax, listening not for anything, just with everything. Courage rolls a little toward you. His back meets your side or your blanket. He is a small, warm anchor. The hat slides and finds a better angle, a neat little canopy that keeps a pocket of gold. Under it, his breath is a tide in miniature. The lamp paints a path across the table. Mug rim, folded note corner, a curve of spoon, the faint shine on the wood where hands have rested for years. You could follow that path with your eyes closed and never lose it. It is not a map to anywhere but here, which is perfect. Muriel tiptoes to the back door and lifts the latch one finger's width, then lowers it again. Click. It was already safe. The sound is not for the door. It is for the night. A polite good night said twice. She pulls the curtain a little more, leaving just enough space for the windmill to be seen by anyone who wants to count, and for no one who doesn't. You forget to count. You forget to try. The numbers drift to the ceiling like dust motes and disappear into the glow. What stays is rhythm. What stays is warmth. What stays is the sure feeling that the house is keeping watch, the way a lighthouse keeps watch, because that is what it was made to do, and it likes to do it. On the shelf, the sugar, flour, and tea jars stand in a straight little parade. Their labels face you like three quiet smiles. The straightness is a comfort. The small order of things makes a soft order inside you. Muriel sits again for a moment. She holds the mug with both hands. Steam has thinned to nothing, but the cup still keeps a small heat. She places it back on the saucer, just so. The saucer makes a faint porcelain kiss with the table. Then she lays her palm flat on the wood and closes her eyes. Her breath joins yours. In, hold, out. The three breaths, hers, yours, Courage's, find a single pace without trying. Eustace mutters something in his sleep, a word shaped like good. Then it melts away. His breathing stays deep. He will not wake for a long time. He is resting the way old trees rest, from the center out. A moth on the window frame shifts one wing and stills. It's as if the room has shown even the moth how to rest. Outside, the horizon is not yet pale, but it's thinking about it. The night holds steady, unafraid of the morning it knows will come. Your legs are heavy and happy. Your feet feel warm and far away. Your hands are warm and close, calm on the blanket. Your belly moves like a small tide. Your back widens. Your shoulders sink another inch. The blanket has learned your shape and holds it. The chair or bed has learned your weight and keeps it without asking questions. If a thought appears, it is simple and soft. A spoon, a hat, a door, a note that says, "Good morning, you two." The thought sits down on the table and keeps you company in silence. Then it curls up and goes to sleep beside the mug. Muriel rises. She walks to Eustace and gently lifts the hat brim from Courage's nose to make sure he has air, then sets it back exactly as it was. She tucks a corner of the wool blanket near your shoulder. Her fingertips are warm. "Sleep, my dear," she breathes. "The world can wait." She means it. The world hears it from here and chooses to wait. She turns the lamp a touch lower. The gold circle shrinks to the size of this moment. The edges of the room blur into friendly shadow. In the shadow are only good things, shelves with jars, a door that is shut and kind, a broom leaning like it is also asleep, a line of hooks holding quiet towels. You breathe out longer than you breathe in. The body knows what to do. The breath is a soft tide smoothing sand. Each out-breath leaves the beach flatter, cleaner, ready for light it will not rush to meet. In, hold, and out. 6 small steps down a gentle stair. Courage's paw twitches once. His mind is following a path that has no thorns. He makes a tiny sound that could be a laugh in dog language. He is all the proof you need that the night is kind. Muriel steps to the doorway. She looks back with a small smile. The lamp makes a halo around her hair. She lifts one hand in a little wave that is also a blessing. Then she goes down the hall, slow and steady, to her own bed. Her steps fade. The quiet grows even more comfortable, like a sweater you forgot you were wearing because it fits so well. The kitchen has the watch now. The lamp flickers once and then steadies. The clock goes on. Tick, tick, tick. Between ticks is a lake of stillness with room for you to float on your back and look at nothing. Nothing looks back in the best way, gentle and easy. You feel sleep come nearer, not as a door closing, but as a door opening to a garden with soft paths and warm stones and a bench that says your name. You don't have to get up to go there. The garden comes to you. It brings the smell of chamomile and clean wood and a hint of lavender from the line. A breeze noses the eaves. The house answers with the quietest wooden sigh. Somewhere in the distance a train might be passing, or maybe it is the long thought of the plane itself. Either way, it is far, folded into the night, and friendly. Your thoughts are few now, and they travel slowly, like boats without oars on a very calm river. The river carries them. You do not. You only watch one slide by, and then the space where it was is even nicer than when it was there. The lamp shows you the curve of the spoon again. It is a moon inside the house. Outside is the sky moon you can't see. Between the two moons is you, held in a balance that requires no effort from you at all. You are inside the circle that knows how to keep you. Courage's breath and yours fit together like two lines of the same song. Eustace's breath is a bass note under it, steady and slow. The house hum is the ground the song stands on. The wind is the hand that turns the page when it's time. The page turns slowly. It turns by itself. It brings you to the part where the words are so soft you can't tell them from the spaces between them. The spaces are the story now. The spaces say, warm, safe, still, here. The bowl with the dough sits under its cloth. The yeast makes quiet changes. Morning will find it ready without any help. The note under the mug waits with its tiny message. Morning will find it too. Everything that belongs to tomorrow is already taken care of by time itself. You do not have to hold any of it. You keep only this: the weight of the blanket, the warmth of courage, and the slow breath, the soft light, the easy chair or bed under you. You keep only enough to feel supported. You let go of everything else, and even the letting go feels like it is being done for you. Another long breath leaves you. It takes the last little grit from your chest. Your ribs fall and rest there as if they have set down a basket they carried all day. You did enough. You are enough. The night says so in a language made of hush and gold. If you open your eyes, you see the same gentle things you saw before, only blurrier, only kinder. If you keep them closed, you see a soft field, and in the field, a path that leads nowhere you have to go. The path is just there, a line of peace drawn across the mind. The windmill turns. You don't notice when it turns again. You don't need to. The lamp glows. You don't notice the next small flicker as the wick settles. You don't need to. Courage breathes. You follow without trying. Time folds its big blanket over the house, over the kitchen, over you, over courage, over Eustace, over the resting dough and the waiting tea and the little note for morning. The blanket reaches every corner. Nothing is left out. Nothing is left to do. Stay in this circle as long as you want, which might be until the very first pale thread of dawn finds the edge of the curtain and lays one silver line across the floor. When that happens, it will be gentle. It will be slow. it will feel like a promise kept. For now there is only the soft breath, the warm weight, the gold light, and the easy truth that you are safe in the kitchen lamp's glow, in hold out, until even those words are too many, and they slide away, and you are only resting, and then you are only sleeping, and the house keeps watch, gladly, all the while. The night is quiet and nowhere. The kitchen lamp is low and warm. The rocking chair waits by the table, a small wobble in one leg, patient and still. Eustace comes in slow, toolbox in one hand. He does not grumble tonight, he is careful. He sets the box down without a clatter. He chooses a small screwdriver. He kneels by the chair. He turns the screw a little. Click. He tests the arm, another small turn. Click. The wobble leaves the wood, soft as a yawn. He nods once, like a craftsman, signing his name. Courage watches from the rug. He tilts his head. His ears relax. His tail moves once, then rests. He likes the sound of careful work. He likes the way the room feels when small things get fixed. Eustace wipes the arm of the chair with the sleeve of his shirt. The wood is smooth and old. Many hands, many years. He sets the screwdriver down. He presses his palm to the seat and listens with his hand. The chair is steady now. He stands. He turns the chair toward the lamp just a little, so the light sits soft on the wood. He takes his hat from his head. It holds the shape of many days. He looks at Courage. He looks at the chair. He looks back at Courage. Then he sets the hat on Courage's back like a small roof. A neat little tent. A friendly shade. Courage blinks and smiles with his eyes. "Don't catch a draft," Eustace says. But his voice is soft, almost fond. Courage steps closer. He leans his side against the chair leg, warm and sure. He breathes with the room, slow in, longer out. In for 4, hold for 1, out for 6. The hat slides a finger's width and settles into a perfect spot. Eustace lowers himself into the chair. The chair answers with one gentle creak, then quiet. He leans back. He lets the chair find a pace. Forward a little, back a little. Forward to the day, back to the night. Forward, back. The motion is easy, like water rocking a dock. Muriel peeks in from the hallway, a blanket over her arm, a mug in her hand. She smiles without a word. She sets the mug on the table, the saucer kissing the wood. She unfolds the blanket with a small shake. The air sighs. She lays the blanket over Eustace's lap and over Courage's back, tucking the edge beneath your hand if you are near. The blanket smells like lavender from the line. Warm, clean, kind. The lamp draws a golden oval on the floor. The oval touches Courage's paws, the chair foot, the toe of Eustace's boot. The rest of the room is soft shadow. Everything inside the oval feels held. Everything outside the oval feels peaceful and far. The rocking keeps a slow beat. 1, 2, pause. 1, 2, pause. You can breathe with it if you like. In on the forward sway. Hold in the pause. Out on the drift back. In for 4. Hold for 1. Out for 6. The breath and the chair become one easy rhythm. Eustace closes his eyes just for a moment. His shoulders drop. His hands open on the blanket. The lines at the corners of his mouth smooth. He is not the loud part of himself now. He is the quiet part. The part that can fix a squeak and set down a weight and let the night do its work. Courage noses the brim of the hat. He tucks his nose under it and finds a warm pocket of air. He sighs, a tiny puff, and stays. The hat shelters him like a small tent in gentle weather. He is proud under it. He is brave under it. He is sleepy under it. Muriel brushes Courage's ear with one fingertip. She brushes the blanket near Eustace's knee. "There," she whispers. She looks at the chair with a pleased nod. "Good as new." She steps to the window and pulls the curtain just enough to frame the windmill. One slow petal turns, then the next. It keeps time for those who want it. It is content for those who don't. The mug on the table holds chamomile and honey. Steam is low now, but the scent stays. Sweet, quiet, safe. The spoon rests on the saucer. A little ring of tea mirrors the shape of the moon outside. The one you cannot see, but can feel. Eustace rocks once more and then lets the chair come to stillness. He doesn't need the motion now. The chair holds him. The room holds him. His breath goes deeper. He breathes like someone who has set down a heavy box and realized he doesn't need to lift it again tonight. Courage's paws twitch once, a tiny step in a gentle dream. He makes a soft sound that might be a laugh in dog talk. The hat shifts a hair's breadth and stays. You can feel the little warmth of his body through the blanket. It is steady as a heartbeat. It is a heartbeat, in fact. It comforts your own. Muriel sits at the table. She holds the mug with both hands, warming her fingers. She hums a line, only a breath of melody, then lets it fade. The house itself seems to hum back. The low refrigerator, the soft wire in the lamp, the old wood settling into quiet. All the sounds agree with each other. If a thought arrives, it sits on the table for a second and then slides off, gentle as a coaster slipping on polished wood. The chair does not invite talking. The chair invites resting. The hat does not invite action. The hat invites shelter. The night does not ask you to figure anything out. The night asks you to soften. Eustace opens one eye and looks at Courage. The corner of his mouth lifts a little. He reaches and pulls the hat's brim down just enough to shade Courage's eyes from the lamp. "All right," he says, barely a breath. He closes his eye. He is already far away down the road of sleep, and he is walking slowly on purpose, because the walk feels good. Courage's breath and your breath find the same length, in slow hold, and out slower. The out-breaths smooth the day like hands smoothing a worn tablecloth. Each out-breath leaves fewer wrinkles behind. The rocking chair keeps still now, but the feeling of rocking stays in the body, tiny, like a memory. You can still feel with your skin. Forward to the day, back to the night, forward, back. The body rocks even when the chair does not. It rocks the mind into soft water. Muriel takes a small tin of balm and touches a dot to Courage's nose. It smells like lavender and clean cotton. She touches a dot to the back of your hand if you want it. The smell fills the little space between inhale and exhale, and the exhale grows longer, as if it likes the smell and wants to carry it. On the shelf, a row of buttons in a jar gleams, tiny moons in glass. On the hook, a towel hangs like a quiet cloud. On the floor, the rug remembers every foot that ever crossed it and forgives them all. The room is a museum of kind things. Eustace breathes in. Eustace breathes out. Courage breathes in. Courage breathes out. You breathe in. You breathe out. 3 rhythms, 1 pace. The house adds a low hum under it all, the way a river adds a sound to every stone. The wind shifts outside. The windmill turns without effort. The grass leans and then stands. A moth rests on the window frame, still as a folded letter. The sky beyond is deep and quiet, not asking for attention, not sending any. Muriel rises, lifts the mug, and takes 1 small sip. She sets it down again. The saucer kisses the table a second time, softer than the first. She tucks the blanket near your shoulder. The touch is light, like a note placed under a door. It says, "I am here." It says, "You can sleep." Eustace's hand slides an inch on the blanket, open palm facing up, empty and easy. The chair has him. He doesn't need to hold anything. He lets his mouth fall open a little. A breath leaves with a soft sound and doesn't return right away. When it does return, it returns slower. Courage nestles, so that his back meets your side. He is a small anchor again, a warm stone in a pocket. The hat makes a small roof over you both. Under the roof, air is sweeter. Under the roof, time is kinder. Under the roof, the day cannot find you. If a memory knocks, the chair answers, not tonight. If a worry tries to squeeze in, the hat answers, not under this brim. If a plan tries to speak, the blanket answers. Hush, morning will listen. Night will not. You breathe in for 4, hold for 1. Breathe out for 6. You do it twice. You forget to do it a 3rd time because the body takes over and does it for you. It is better at it than thinking is. It has practiced all your life. Muriel turns the lamp wick a touch lower. The gold circle becomes quieter. The edges of everything get soft. The chair remains, the hat remains, the blanket remains, the little scent of honey remains, the slow breath remains. The rest of the world slides to the edge and sits down. Eustace murmurs something that might be good or might be nothing at all. He is already in a place where words are not needed. Courage's paw taps once in a dream and stops. The room smiles, if a room can smile. The chair is steady and kind. The hat is shelter and shade. The blanket is weight and permission. The lamp is moon and hearth. The windmill is a clock you do not have to watch. The house is a hand on your back, a moving nothing, only being there. You sink. The cushion finds you. The floor finds the chair. The earth finds the floor. Everything under you says yes. You are allowed to rest. You are allowed to be quiet. You are allowed to sleep. In slow, hold, and out, slower. The breath writes a soft line through the room. The line leads nowhere but here. Here is enough. Here is plenty. Here is the whole story for tonight. You close your eyes or you keep them half-lidded. Either way, the same feeling comes. The feeling of rocking without moving, of being carried without being lifted, of being covered without being hidden. The feeling stays. The night keeps its promise. The chair keeps its promise. The hat keeps its promise. You keep nothing. You let everything keep you. And you drift, and you rest, and you begin to sleep, inside the quiet heart of the rocking chair and the hat. The house is quiet. The lamp is lower now. The room is warm and still. The rocking chair holds Eustace like a steady hand. Courage rests against the chair leg under the brim of the hat. The brim makes a small cave of gold light, a safe den, a sleepy den. Eustace breathes slow, in and longer out. His chest rises and falls like a calm tide. One of his boots tilts a little and then settles. His hands lie open on the blanket. He is not holding anything. He does not need to. Courage shifts. His back touches your side or your blanket. He makes a tiny sound in his throat, the sound he makes when a good dream begins. His paws twitch once, like one step taken in soft grass. Then he is still. His breath matches yours. In for 4, hold for 1, out for 6. You do it again. Then you forget to count because the body remembers on its own. Muriel comes back with a small pillow. She slides it behind Eustace's head without waking him. The chair creaks once, a quiet hello, then is still. Muriel smiles. She smooths the blanket over Eustace's knees, then over Courage's back. The wool knows your shapes now. It holds them kindly. On the table sits the mug with its light honey scent. The spoon rests on the saucer. A small ring of tea has dried to a pale moon. Muriel lifts the mug, takes one slow sip, and sets it down. The saucer kisses the wood with almost no sound. She looks at the hat on Courage. The hat is old but strong. It has seen sun and wind and long days. Tonight it is a roof. It throws a soft shade over Courage's eyes. Muriel lifts the brim a finger's width to be sure he can breathe, then lowers it again. Perfect. Outside the window, the windmill turns, one petal, then the next. The grass moves in a slow wave and rests. The night is not busy, the night is not loud. The night has time for you. Muriel opens the drawer by the stove and takes out a small tin of balm. She rubs a little between her palms to warm it. It smells like lavender and clean linen. She dabs a tiny touch on Courage's ear. He sighs and sinks deeper. She dabs a little on your wrist if you want it. The scent makes the out-breath longer and softer, in hold out. Sweet and easy. Eustace's head tilts to one side. His mouth opens a little. A breath leaves as a gentle puff. He mutters a word that might be good or might be nothing at all. The word floats up and becomes part of the warm light. He is far down the path of rest. His face is smooth. The loud part of him is sleeping. The quiet part is here. Muriel sits opposite you at the table. She sets a small plate of shortbread near the mug. Not for now. For morning. It is a promise, not a task. The neat edges catch the lamp and shine. Knowing it is there is enough. Your shoulders slide down another inch. Your jaw hangs easy. Your tongue lies flat and calm. Your eyes are warm behind your lids, like two small cups of tea kept safe in the dark. Your hands are heavy and kind. Your feet feel pleasantly far away, wrapped in their own quiet. If a thought arrives, it is slow and soft. It sits for a moment, and then slips off the table like a napkin easing to the floor. Nothing to grab, nothing to fix. The chair invites stillness. The hat invites shelter. The lamp invites ease. The night invites sleep. Muriel reaches for a framed photo by the shelf. The glass is clean. The frame is wood with a gentle shine. She wipes the soft thumbprint away with the corner of her apron and sets the photo down facing the chair. She does not say anything about it. She only lets it be seen. The feeling in the room grows even kinder. The past sits quietly. It does not ask. It warms. The refrigerator hum gives a steady line under everything. The line does not waver. It does not call attention to itself. The house knows how to hum at night. The hum tells your breath what to do, in hold out. It happens without effort. Courage noses under the brim and finds your hand. His nose is cool and small. He gives one tiny nudge and then is still. You leave your hand where it is. Warm passes between skin and fur and wool. It is enough. Muriel stands and draws the curtain a little closer. A narrow gap stays. The windmill can be seen by anyone who wants to count. You may not want to count. You may only want to notice that turns happen. That is enough. The world turns too. You do not need to help. All right. On the shelf, the jar of buttons catches the light. The little circles gleam like small moons in glass. On a hook, a towel hangs like a resting cloud. On the floor, the rug lies with the patience of old things. Muriel straightens nothing else. Everything already looks like rest. She sits again and places both palms flat on the table. She closes her eyes. Her breath joins yours. Courage's breath joins both. 3 simple lines, 1 simple pace. The room becomes a gentle song you can hear with your whole body. No words, no chorus, just breath. Eustace shifts once. The chair accepts the weight. The wood does not complain. The chair was made for this. The chair likes to hold. His boot makes a tiny slide and then stops. He is a hill again, wide and safe. Muriel lifts the mug and takes one more sip. She looks into the cup and smiles at the little swirl left by the honey. She sets the mug down and covers the note beneath it with her palm for a moment, as if to press the promise into the wood. She lifts her hand. The note stays put. Good morning, you two. It will be true when morning comes. It is true right now in a softer way. Your breathing finds the deep part, the part that moves your back as well as your belly, the part that smooths your ribs from the inside, the part that tells your heart, go slower now, we are safe. In for 4, hold for 1, out for 6, and then without numbers, just tight. Courage rolls to face the chair, chin on the blanket. The hat leans and makes a neat little tent over his eyes. He looks like a small traveler camping in the lamps country. He is content. He is guarded by wool and brim and your nearness and the steady chair. Muriel takes a tiny clock from her apron pocket and checks the time. She does not frown. She does not hurry. She only nods. She places the clock face down so it will not shine. Time can mind itself. You can rest. A moth on the window frame opens and closes its wings once, then sleeps again. Dew gathers at the lower edge of the glass, a silver fringe. The wind brushes the eaves. The house answers with a wooden sigh. Everything speaks softly here. Eustace exhales a longer breath. The breath has the sound of letting go. He sinks into the pillow a little more. His hand turns palm up on the blanket. It stays there, empty and easy. He does not need to hold even his own sleep. Sleep holds him. Muriel rises and reaches for the lamp. She turns the wick, the smallest amount. The circle of light grows a touch softer. The edges of the room blur. Corners become nests for shadows. Inside the circle, chair, hat, blanket, mug, photo, you, courage. The circle says, this is enough. She steps close and tucks the blanket near your shoulder. The touch is light. It carries warmth without weight. Rest, she whispers. Almost no sound at all. The world can wait. The world hears from where it is and waits. You breathe out longer than you breathe in. Your body knows how. The long out-breath wipes the slate of the day. It leaves it smooth and empty. You do not need to write anything on it. The slate can stay blank until morning draws its gentle line. Courage's ear flicks. He makes a tiny He has turned a page in his dream. The page is soft. The story is soft. He keeps sleeping. You follow him down one step more. Muriel moves to the doorway and looks back. Her eyes touch each thing in the room as if to bless it. Eustace, courage, you, the chair, the hat, the mug, the note, the windmill seen through the gap. Her smile's the same as the lamplight. She lifts a hand, then takes it back, not wanting to break the stillness. She walks down the hall. Her steps fade. The hallway holds its own quiet. The kitchen keeps watch. The hum, the tick, the slow wind, the slow breath. You feel the chair is calm even if you are not sitting in it. You feel the hat's shade even if it is not over your eyes. You feel the blanket's weight even if it is only over your legs. The feeling spreads. It reaches your chest, your shoulders, your face. It reaches your thoughts. It weighs them just enough that they settle like feathers to the floor. If a memory knocks now, the chair answers, not tonight. If a plan whispers, the hat answers, morning will listen. If a worry breathes near the window, the curtain answers, the wind will carry you. Everything in the room keeps you. Your breath draws a soft line through the dark. The line is smooth and sure. It leads nowhere but here. Here is warm. Here is steady. Here is safe. Eustace's snore does not return. His breath is quiet. He is a hill in moonlight. Courage is a small stone warmed by sun, now warmed by lamp. You are the ground that holds them both. The lamp is the sky of this small place. Outside, a cloud moves across the hidden moon. The kitchen does not change. The lamp is enough. The windmill turns for someone who might be awake far away. For you, it turns like a lullaby. No one needs to sing out loud. You feel yourself sink. The chair or bed holds you as if it has been waiting all day for this. It has. Your muscles give up their last little grips. The small ones behind your eyes, the thin ones along your spine, the ones in your fingers that hold even when you think they are not. All of them let go. Your breath is quiet. Your heart is calm. Your mind is wide and soft. The room is a blanket you do not have to pull up. It is already tucked around you. You stay like this. Minutes slide past like slow water. They do not make noise. They do not leave marks. They pass, and your rest grows deeper, the way a pond grows darker blue as the sun goes down. If you open your eyes, you see blur and glow and the shape of care. If you keep them closed, you see a gentle path that does not go anywhere new. It loops you back to the chair, the hat, the lamp, the breath. It loops you back to safety. In, hold, out. The words are almost gone now. The body keeps the rhythm without them. The room keeps the rhythm too. You do not have to do anything. And so the rocking chair holds. The hat shelters, the blanket warms, the lamp glows, the windmill turns, the kitchen keeps watch. You rest inside all of it, and sleep comes closer and closer, and then it is here, and the house is happy. The lamp glows low. The room is warm and still. Eustace sleeps in the rocking chair, heavy and calm. Courage lies against the chair leg, tucked under the brim of the hat. The brim makes a small, safe cave. His nose rests on the wool blanket. His breath is slow, in and longer out. Muriel returns with the quiet steps. She carries a small glass of water and sets it on the table near the mug. She looks at Eustace, at Courage, at you. Her eyes are soft. She smooths the corner of the blanket near your shoulder with one gentle pass of her hand. Good, she whispers, and lets the word float away. Outside the window, the windmill turns once and pauses, then turns again. The grass leans and stands. The sky is deep and dark, holding its stars in a quiet hand. Dew gathers on the glass, a thin silver lace along the bottom edge. Eustace shifts. The chair accepts him without a creak. His hands lie open on the blanket, palms up. His mouth is slightly open. A slow breath leaves and does not hurry back. When it returns, it is slower still. His face is smooth. He looks younger like this. He looks peaceful. Courage's paws twitch, one then the other. He is walking somewhere gentle in his dream. A field with the soft grass, a kitchen with crumbs, a porch with warm boards underfoot. He makes a tiny sound and settles deeper. The hat slides a finger's width and stops. It fits him like a tent that knows his shape. Muriel sits and takes the mug in both hands. The honey scent is faint now, but it stays. She lifts the mug, takes one small sip, and sets it down. The saucer kisses the wood. The sound is almost not a sound at all. It is a little star that appears and then goes. The kitchen holds its quiet. The refrigerator hum is steady and low. A pipe in the wall gives a soft tick as it cools. Somewhere a board in the floor lets out a tiny sigh. All the sounds agree with each other. They make one long line of calm. Your shoulders sink again. Your jaw is loose. Your tongue lies flat. Your forehead is smooth like a pond at night. Your hands feel warm and heavy. Your feet feel far away and safe. Your breath is easy to follow. In for 4. Hold for 1. Out for 6. Then without numbers. Just the tide. Muriel looks at a small framed photo by the shelf. She touches the frame with one finger. Just a hello, then leaves it where it is. The past is kind tonight. It sits quietly and shines a little in the lamp. Eustace's boot tips and finds a new place to rest. The toe points toward the stove, then toward the lamp. Somewhere inside his dream, something simple has been fixed. His shoulders drop a little more. He lets the chair hold all his weight. Courage noses under the brim and finds your hand again. He gives a small push and stops. You don't need to move. Warmth passes between skin and fur and blanket. It is a small circle that says, I am here. It is enough. The curtain is drawn almost closed, but a thin gap stays. If you look through it, you can see the windmill turn, slow as a heartbeat. You do not need to count. Counting is work. Seeing is enough, or even not seeing is enough. The room will keep time for you. Muriel opens the drawer by the stove and takes out a folded dish towel. She does not use it. She sets it back. Not now, not tonight. Tonight is for rest. She nods at the small choice, pleased. On the shelf, a jar of buttons glints. Little moons in glass. On the hook, a towel hangs like a quiet cloud. The broom leans by the door, sleeping on its bristles. The rug keeps the shape of feet gone to bed long ago. Everything is resting the way it knows how. Your thoughts are slow now. If one arrives, it is simple. A spoon, a hat, a door. A note under a mug that says, Good morning, you two. The thought sits down for a moment, then curls up and goes to sleep. It does not ask for attention. It does not bring more thoughts with it. It is light as a feather and just as easy to let go. Muriel places her palm flat on the table. She closes her eyes and breathes with you. In, hold, out. The 3 breaths in the room, yours, Courage's, Eustace's, find the same steady pace. The lamp hum joins in, a soft thread under the rhythm. Eustace murmurs one word that sounds like, fine. Or maybe it is not a word at all. His mouth closes. His chin drops a little. The pillow behind his head holds him without asking anything back. His breath is smooth. He is far down the hill of sleep, and the path is wide and safe. Muriel reaches for a tiny tin of lavender and opens it. The scent is clean and small. She breathes it in once and closes the tin. The scent drifts through the kitchen like a soft cloud and settles. It does not wake anything. It helps everything rest. Courage flips to his other side with a rustle of wool and finds your leg again. He is a warm stone that fits in the pocket of the blanket. A soft weight. A sure weight. A friend. His tail moves once and sleeps. His ears are loose. His mouth is relaxed in a small smile. The lamp shows its gentle shape on the wall, a soft circle with soft edges. The circle holds the chair, the hat, the blanket, the table, the mug, the note, the picture frame, you, the small dog, the quiet man, the quiet air. Everything inside the circle feels the same word, safe. You feel your body growing heavier in the best way. Your chest widens on the in-breath. It settles on the out-breath. Your ribs move like a slow gate. Open, close, open, close. The gate is oiled and silent. The breath moves through without catching. Muriel stands and walks to the back door. She lifts the latch a finger's width and lowers it again. Click. It was already safe. The sound is not for the door. It is for the night. Good night, it says. The night answers with a hush that slides over the yard and rests on the porch. A moth opens and closes its wings once. Dew thickens on the glass and makes tiny silver rivers for a moment. Then the rivers dry and leave tiny paths the lamp can't quite find. The window is a soft eye that watches nothing in particular. It is content. Eustace takes a longer breath out. The breath leaves like a small wave losing its energy on wet sand. It spreads and fades. His shoulders release one last piece of the day. He is all the way in the chair now, all the way in the quiet. He will not wake soon. He has nowhere to be but here. Muriel looks over the room again. Her gaze is a blessing. Chair, hat, blanket, mug, note, you, courage, Eustace, windmill, lamp. She turns the wick the smallest amount lower. The circle shrinks a little, grows softer. The corners become nests of shadow. The shadows are not empty. They are full of rest. Your breath lengthens without trying. In for 4. Hold. Out for 6. Then only in and out. And slower. And softer. The out-breaths wipe away the last dust of the day. The dust does not fight. It is ready to go. Courage makes a tiny whistle through his nose, the sound of a dream turning a page. He keeps sleeping. The hat stays where it wants to stay. The wool holds its shape around both of you. Time becomes something gentle that sits outside the circle and waits its turn. Muriel moves to the doorway. She looks back and smiles the way people smile at a finished quilt or a repaired toy. Quiet pride. Quiet love. She lifts one hand halfway, then lowers it, not wanting the air to move more than it needs. She leaves the kitchen to the lamp. Her steps down the hall are soft and sure. Then there are no steps at all. The kitchen knows what to do. The hum, the tick, the breath, the soft wire in the lamp, the old wood that knows every season by heart. Everything holds, everything rests. You are inside it, and you are held too. If a memory taps on the window, the curtain answers, not tonight. If a plan clears its throat, the blanket answers, morning. If a worry stands by the door, the latch answers, wait. The room does your talking for you. You can be quiet. Your legs are heavy in a friendly way. Your hands are warm. Your shoulders have forgotten how to climb up toward your ears. They like it where they are. Your face is relaxed and kind. The space behind your eyes feels warm and dim, like a small room with no sharp corners. The windmill turns and you do not notice. The lamp flickers once and steadies and you do not notice. Courage breathes and you follow without thinking. Eustace breathes and the chair holds him. The house breathes in its old way. Wood and wire and air, everything breathes together. You drift lower the way a leaf settles to the bottom of a quiet pond. The light from above is softer down here. Sounds are slower. Thoughts are fewer. The water's warm. Nothing moves you but the breath, and the breath is kind. Stay as you are. Let the chair hold. Let the hat shelter. Let the blanket warm. Let the lamp glow. Let the windmill turn. Let the house keep watch. There is nothing else to do. There is nowhere else to be. In and out and softer and softer until even the words are too many and they slide away and only the feeling remains. Warm, safe, still here. And sleep when it comes is gentle and sure, like a hand resting on your shoulder that does not need to move. The lamp is low. The gold circle is small. The room is warm and still. The chair holds Eustace. The hat shelters courage. The blanket holds you both. Everything keeps its promise. Eustace sleeps deep. His breath is slow and even, in and longer out. His hands lie open on the blanket. His boots rest square on the floor. His mouth is soft. His face is smooth. He looks peaceful. He is peaceful. Courage is tucked under the brim. His nose rests on the wool. His ears are loose. His paws are quiet. His tail moved once and stopped. He is safe in his small cave of light. Warm air gathers there. He breathes it in, and he breathes it out. The house hums in a low voice. The refrigerator keeps its steady line. A board in the floor lets out a tiny sigh now and then. Pipes cool. The wire in the lamp sings the smallest note. All the sounds are friends. They agree with each other. They make one gentle song. Outside the window, the wind passes over the grass. The grass leans and stands. The windmill turns one pedal, then the next. It is slow as a heartbeat. It does not need to be faster. The night is not in a hurry. The night has time for you. Your breath follows the room. In for 4, hold for 1, out for 6, then without numbers. Just easy. Just slow. Your shoulders are heavy in a good way. Your jaw is loose. Your hands are warm. Your belly moves like a small tide. Your back widens with the in-breath and settles with the out-breath. The blanket learns your shape and keeps it. Muriel steps in one last time. Quiet feet. A soft smile. She checks the latch with a gentle touch. Click safe. She lifts the brim of the hat a finger's width to be sure courage has air. She tucks the blanket by your shoulder. Sleep, my dears, she whispers. The world can wait. The world hears and waits. Muriel's steps fade down the hall. The house takes the watch. Dew gathers on the window. Tiny silver beads line the lower edge. 2 drops meet and make a thin trail that disappears. A moth rests. Wings close like a paper fan. It does not move. It also sleeps. The mug on the table holds a little warmth. The spoon rests on the saucer. The honey swirl at the bottom looks like a soft star. Under the mug is the small note. Good morning, you two. It waits without asking for anything. Morning is far away. It can wait too. A small bowl on the counter holds resting dough under a cloth. Quiet work happens there. No rush, no force. Change comes by itself. The dough rises by being left alone. Your body does the same. It heals by being still. It rests by being trusted. Eustace exhales a longer breath. It is the sound of letting go. His shoulders drop a little more. The chair accepts it. The wood does not complain. The chair was made to hold. It likes this job. It holds the man and the quiet at once. Courage turns to the other side and finds your hand again. His nose is cool and small. He gives one tiny nudge. Then he is still. Warmth passes through wool and skin. The warmth says, I am here. It says, stay. It is enough. If a thought arrives, it is small and soft. A spoon, a hat, a door, a photo frame in the lamplight. Buttons in a jar like tiny moons. A towel on a hook like a quiet cloud. The thought sits on the table for a moment, then it slides off and rests on the rug. You do not follow it. You do not need to. Your eyelids feel warm, like 2 small cups of tea in the dark. Behind them is a gentle room with no sharp corners. The room smells like clean wood, honey, and a hint of lavender. The air in that room is easy to breathe. You live there now. The curtain is almost closed. A thin gap stays. Through it, the windmill turns when it wants. You do not keep count. Counting is work. Seeing is enough. Or not seeing is enough. The body knows the rhythm. The chair knows it too. A pipe clicks once in the wall, then silence again. The refrigerator hum carries on. The clock ticks, tick, tick to tick. Between the ticks is a wide field. You lie down in that field. The field holds you as water holds a leaf. The leaf does not try to float. It simply floats. Eustace murmurs a word that sounds like fine. Or maybe it is not a word at all. It breaks nothing. It means nothing heavy. It is a bubble that rises and pops without a trace. His breath returns to its slow line. The line is easy to follow. It makes your own line easier. Courage makes a tiny whistle through his nose. His dream turns a page. The page is soft. The story is soft. He keeps sleeping. His little smile stays. He is a small traveler camping under a good hat. He is a small guardian at ease. The lamp lowers itself a breath as the wick settles. The circle of light grows even quieter. Edges blur. Corners are nests for shadows. The shadows are full of rest, not fear. They hold shelves and brooms and towels and nothing that wants anything from you. Your legs are heavy and happy. Your feet feel far away and safe. Your hands are still and warm. Your chest widens and settles, widens and settles. Your heart listens to your breath and chooses the slow track. It is not in a race. It is a careful drummer at a night camp, keeping time for sleep. If a memory taps on the window, the curtain answers, not tonight. If a plan tries to speak, the blanket answers, morning. If a worry breathes at the door, the latch answers, wait. The room speaks for you. You can be silent. Muriel's small glass of water catches a thread of light, a bright edge, then nothing. The photo frame shines for a second, then rests. The note under the mug waits like a small folded promise. The dough rises a little more. Time does the work you do not have to do. The wind turns and the house gives a low wooden sigh. The sigh says, I know nights like this. It says, I remember winter and summer and storms and stillness. It says, I am here. You believe it. Your breath proves you believe it. In and longer out. And longer out again. Eustace's hand turns palm up on the blanket. It stays there, empty and easy. He has put everything down. He will not pick anything up until morning, and even then he will pick it up slowly. The chair will help him. The hat will help him. The day will be gentle because the night is gentle first. Courage scoots until his back touches your side. The hat covers both of you more than before. A neat roof of shade. A small house inside the house. The air under the brim is warm and sweet. Every outbreath smooths the space a little more. The lamp paints a soft path over the table. Mug rim, note corner, spoon curve. A thin shine on the wood where hands have rested for years. You could follow that path with your eyes closed. It leads nowhere but here. Here is enough. There is a moment when you forget the room. You do not try to forget. You simply do. There is breath, and then there is only the feeling that breath has left behind, wide and quiet and good. You hang there like a small star in a warm sky. Nothing pulls at you. Nothing pushes you. You are allowed to be. Outside the horizon thinks about morning, but only thinks. No color yet, no change yet. The night holds steady. It does not hand you off too soon. It keeps you. It keeps the chair, the hat, the blanket, the mug, the note, the windmill, the moth, the jars, the towel, the broom, the rug. It keeps them all and sets them down softly in the same place. Your breath draws a long line through the dark. The line fades as soon as it is drawn. Then another line. Then another. Each one makes the room smoother. Each one makes your body heavier and kinder. Each one is a step down, a gentle stair. The stair goes nowhere but deeper into rest. If you open your eyes, you see blur and gold and the shape of care. If you keep them closed, you see a soft field with a simple path. The path does not lead away. It loops around the chair and the hat and back to you. It loops you back to safety. Eustace releases one last small sigh. Courage releases one last small You release one last long breath. After that, everything settles into the same quiet level. Breath on breath. Warmth on warmth. Light on wood. Wool on skin. Quiet on quiet. Stay here. Stay with the slow windmill. Stay with the low lamp. Stay with the chair that holds, and the hat that shelters, and the blanket that keeps. Stay with the soft song of the house. There is nothing else to do. There is nowhere else to be. The screen door sighs. Night air meets warm house air, and they greet each other like old friends. You step onto the porch. The boards are cool and sure under your feet. The lamp behind you leaves a soft oval of gold on the floor. Beyond the steps, the yard is a hush of silver and shadow. Courage pads out beside you. Tap, tap, tap. He pauses at the top step and looks up at you. His ears are loose. His tail lifts once and rests. He is ready. He is brave in the small, honest way that makes the heart feel safe. You both stand a moment and breathe. The sky is deep and wide. The wind is friendly tonight. It moves through the grass like a slow hand. It turns the windmill one pedal at a time. Tick and quiet. Tick and quiet. The sound is a kind clock for the field. The path starts at the porch and runs pale and soft across the yard. Dust like powdered moon. You step down. The ground gives a little, and then holds. Courage steps with you. His shoulder brushes your shin just a touch, as if to say, here. In for 4. Hold for 1. Out for 6. You take the first 10 steps this way, slow and easy. After that, you forget to count. The body remembers. The night remembers. It is enough. A moth circles the porch light once, twice, and then chooses the dark, which isn't really dark at all. It is soft. It is cool. It is full of room to rest in. The two of you walk into it as if it were a blanket. The smell out here is clean soil, dry grass, a hint of sage, and a thread of lavender from a blanket that still holds the day's sun. The smell makes your breath fall into a smooth line, in and longer out. The longer out-breaths tell the body, all is well. Fireflies lift one by one from the grass. Some hover at your knee, some float at your shoulder. Some rise until they are just stars that move closer to see you better. Each time you exhale, more lights appear, as if your breath is a soft bell calling them to dance. Courage trots ahead 5 small steps and then looks back. He waits. When you arrive beside him, he goes on. He likes to lead and also likes to walk together. He can do both. The windmill stands a little way off, tall and patient. Between here and there is a fence, field, and a small gate that never bothers to latch because the night is polite. The grass on either side of the path leans toward you, and then away again. Tiny bows from a very quiet audience. The house behind you is still holding its gold circle. Muriel's lamp is a gentle star in a window. You carry the picture of it with you, the way a pocket carries a smooth stone. You do not need to look back. You can feel home on your skin. A cricket starts a song and then stops, as if it remembered the time and decided to whisper instead. A far coyote sings once and then sleeps again. The field is not empty. It is full of friends who know how to be quiet. The fence appears low and silver with dew. A figure stands by the corner post, small and kind. The hunchback of nowhere. His shoulders are shaped like a question mark that found its answer. He holds a little concertina against his chest. He waits until you are near. Evening, he says, voice soft as felt. Evening, you say, if you like. Courage sits and wags once. The hunchback's eyes crinkle with the sort of smile you can hear. He plays a handful of notes. They are more breath than sound. The tune has no hurry. It climbs a small hill and rests there, looking at the windmill with you. It comes back down the same path. The notes fall into the grass and make it glow from the inside. You lean your elbows on the fence rail. The wood is cool and smooth with years. Courage sets his paws up beside your arms and looks through the slats, very serious about being part of the view. His nose moves once, catching stories the air is telling. The windmill turns. Tick, Space. Tick. Space. The spaces are as important as the ticks. You live in the spaces. You let your thoughts do the same. If one arrives, it sits down on the fence and looks at the field. Then it slides off like dew and becomes the night. The hunchback plays a softer line, then a softer one still, until the sound is only a shape in the air. Every heart has a place, he says, barely above a whisper. Looks like yours is welcome here? He nods to Courage. And yours too. Courage makes a small which is dog for yes. He presses his shoulder into your arm and stills. He breathes with you. In for 4. Hold for 1. Out for 6. The tune, the wind, the tick, the breath, everything shares the same pace. You and Courage and the hunchback follow the fence line to the little gate. The latch is simple, a loop and a post. You lift the loop and let the gate open just enough. It does not creak. It yawn whispers, and that is all. You pass through and set it back so it can dream where it stands. Beyond the fence, the ground changes from dust to a soft mix of earth and straw. Your steps make a quiet hush. Courage's steps make a smaller hush inside yours. Together they sound like someone writing rest over and over on the night in tidy, gentle letters. You walk toward the windmill. It is taller now and kinder now. Up close you can see the wear on the wood where many nights like this have touched it. The ladder rungs are smooth and pale. The tail vane points to a wind that does not need proof of its own existence. You stop at the base and place your palm on the post. The wood is cool and alive with tiny vibrations from the turning blades. Courage places his paw beside your hand. He looks up. His ears are loose. His eyes are soft. The wind is a careful hand, turning a page for the sky. If you want, you count 5 turns with your breath. 1 turn as you breathe in, hold. 1 turn as you breathe out. Again. By the 3rd, the numbers are syrup and slide off the spoon. By the 4th, you have forgotten to hold. By the 5th, the breath is driving itself and you are the passenger. The hunchback stands a little apart and plays a line that sounds like a road from porch to gate to windmill and back again. It is a road you could walk with your eyes closed. It is a road you do not have to finish because it loops and meets you wherever you stand. Overhead, a faint green streak crosses the sky, polite, far, friendly. The Duck brothers in a tidy ship tip their wings once, slow and small, as if waving from a library so as not to wake anyone. Their path leaves a handful of sleepy stars behind them, like breadcrumbs you do not need. You sit on the low stone by the windmill's base. Courage climbs into the space between your ankles, and the stone and curls. He is warm against your shins. The stone is cool against your palms. The air remembers sun, but is happy to be night now. The wind smells like clean straw. It tastes like a page in a book you loved as a child. It carries dust, and the dust carries light. It does not sting your eyes. It does not push at your chest. It moves around you the way a river moves around a stone it likes. You let your jaw hang easy. Your tongue rests heavy and calm. Your eyes relax behind your lids. Your shoulders are a little lower than before and then a little lower still. The stone under you learns your shape and decides to keep it for a while. The windmill ticks, and the field answers with silence. The silence is big enough to lie down in. If a memory walks through, it takes off its shoes at the edge and tiptoes past. If a plan comes near, it sits on the fence and watches the blades turn and forgets to speak. Courage sighs once, small and sure. He adjusts his back against your ankle and becomes even warmer. He dreams something with cookies and porch steps and your hand. His paws twitch, 1, 2, and stop. The hat is not here, but he does not need it. The night is a hat, and it fits everyone. The hunchback closes the concertina and rests both hands on top of it, fingers crossed like a simple prayer for sleep. "I'll walk with you back," he says, "when you're ready." He is not in a rush to be useful. He is useful by being present. The blades turn, tick and quiet, tick and quiet. Your breath turns with them, in and longer out. You let the longer out breath sweep the day out of you. The dust on your shoulders, the crease on your brow, the list on your tongue. The wind takes it and lays it in the grass where it turns into something small and green for morning. Dew begins to touch your shoes. The stone grows a thin halo of damp. The air cools 1 more degree. None of this asks you to move. It is only the night changing outfits very slowly because it knows you are watching, and it likes to be admired in gentle ways. You place your other hand on the post. Courage places his other paw. 2 hands, 2 paws, 4 anchors. The windmill feels it, and seems to turn a little more kindly because of it. The wood hums a note you hear more in your bones than your ears. You could sleep here. If you do, the windmill will keep counting for you. The hunchback will make sure the gate is closed. The fireflies will keep the path. The duck brothers will draw a thin line in the sky where morning can find you. Muriel's lamp will be a coin of gold in your pocket, warm against your palm. You do not have to decide now. You can sit. You can breathe. You can let the wind move the night through you like a soft broom. In 4, hold, 1, out, 6. The numbers lose their edges. The breath stays. The tick stays. Courage stays. The hunchback stays. The windmill stays. You stay. And you rest here at the base of the turning blades in the middle of nowhere, exactly somewhere, exactly held. The night settles deeper and softer. The wind is easy. The windmill keeps its slow turning. Tick and quiet, tick and quiet. You sit on the low stone. Courage is warm against your ankles. The hunchback stands nearby with his small concertina closed in his hands, like a book that knows the story by heart and doesn't need to be opened to tell it. You rest your palm on the windmill post again. The wood hums a tiny note. It hums under your skin. Courage places his paw back where it was next to your hand. He sighs. The sigh is a ribbon of warm air that curls and disappears. You let your jaw be loose. Your tongue rests heavy and calm. Your eyes are soft. In for 4, hold for 1, out for 6. The longer out-breaths brush dust from the edges of the day. The night keeps what you don't need and gives you back quiet. A small breeze crosses the field from left to right, then rests. The grass leans and stands. Fireflies drift higher, lower, closer, farther, like slow thoughts that do not need answers. One lands for a moment on the windmill ladder, a tiny star come down to lean on wood. Then it lifts and joins the others. The hunchback moves to the fence and leans his elbows on the top rail. He looks toward the house. The kitchen window is a coin of gold. Muriel's lamp is still kind. You can feel the warmth of that light against your palm even here, as if the pocket you carry it in warms your whole chest. "Good night travels well," the hunchback says very soft. "It goes wherever it's needed." Courage makes a tiny which is his way of agreeing. He rubs his shoulder against your shin and settles. The windmill turns. Tick space. Tick space. The spaces feel wider now. You live inside them. You stand slowly, not because you must, but because standing feels like the next soft thing. Courage stands too, a small shake, starting at his ears and running to his tail, a shake with no hurry in it. The hunchback lifts the loop on the gate. The gate opens just enough. You pass through together and let it fall closed. The loop lands over the post with a touch that is almost a kiss. The gate stays to dream where it stands. The path beside the fence is pale and smooth. Straw, dust, and tiny shells of old seeds. You walk it the way people walk along old stories, respectfully, without rushing, listening to what the ground remembers. Courage walks at your left. The hunchback walks at your right. The night makes a small company of three. It adds itself like a fourth that needs nothing and gives everything. You reach the fence corner where a low trough sits from a time when water lingered here. There is no water tonight, only moon-colored stones. You sit on the trough edge and rest your hands on your knees. Courage hops up and lies between your feet, chin on your boot. The hunchback sits on the ground with knees drawn up, coat hem on straw. He takes the concertina in his lap and opens it only a thumb's width. Air moves through the reeds like a secret breath. A few notes drift out and go to sleep on the grass. Above, a long, neat line crosses the sky, polite, green-white, small. The Duck Brothers again, but far and quiet. They tip their wings, leave 3 sleepy dots behind, and move on as if not to wake the crickets. Courage watches the line go, then closes his eyes like a child content after a bedtime story. He is done watching. He is ready to feel. You lean back on your palms and tip your face toward the sky. Even with your eyes closed, you can feel where the stars are. The coolness over there, the warmness over here, soft emptiness between. The air tastes like straw and tin and sweet dust. The taste slows your breath even more, in E and longer out. The hunchback plays a shape of music rather than a song. It climbs 4 steps and rests. It walks back down the same steps and rests again. It does not ask to be remembered. It asks nothing. It is a small boat, rocking by itself on a still pond. The water does the work. The boat enjoys it. Courage's paws tap once. He is walking in his dream again, but very slowly, like someone strolling through a field with short grass and long sun. He makes the tiniest purr in his throat, the sound of contentment that is almost too small to hear. You feel it in your ankle more than your ear. Your ankle tells your breath to be even gentler. Your breath listens. If a thought comes, it is kind. It arrives wearing soft shoes. It sits down beside you, looks at the windmill, and says nothing. After a while, it gets up and walks away without you noticing when. What stays is quiet. What stays is warmth. You lie back on the straw, not caring about the bits that touch your sleeve because they are not scratchy tonight, they are soft. Courage tucks himself along your side, curved in the shape your ribs make. The hunchback stretches his legs and looks up. For a time, nobody moves. For a time, nobody speaks. For a time, silence grows like a slow flower unfolding its petals, 1, 2, 3, and then just the scent. From the far end of the fence, a low owl call slips across the field and hangs on the air like a thread. It doesn't pull on anything. It simply connects here to there in case someone needs to follow it back. No one needs to. It is good to know the thread is there. You sit again and brush your palm along the fence rail. The wood is cool and smooth, worn by years of lean and look and think. Courage stands and places his paws on the lower rail to see what you see. He looks into the night with his calm eyes and sees what you feel. Plenty of room, no rush, a path that leads to rest. The windmill turns, tick and quiet. Tick and quiet. The quiet after each tick feels larger than the tick itself. The quiet holds everything. The tick only points at it. The hunchback closes the concertina and ties its strap with the patient fingers. The road back is shorter when you're sleepy, he says, as if the earth itself shrinks to meet soft feet. He stands, you stand, Courage stands. The three of you begin the easy walk toward the gate. The gate loop lifts. The gate opens just enough. You pass through and let it fall back. The loop settles over the post. The fence keeps its quiet watch as if it were always meant for nights more than days. The path is a ribbon under your feet. It carries you without you having to push. You pass a thistle that keeps itself small at night, a clump of sage that sends one last clean breath into the air, a rock with a flat side for sitting if anyone needed it. No one needs it. It is good to know it is there. The world is full of small helps that don't insist on being used. Halfway home, Courage stops and looks back at the windmill. He takes you in with the corner of his eye, checking if you saw it too. You did. You all did. The hunchback lifts his chin in that direction, a simple thank you to wood and wind and time. Then you walk on. You reach the corner where the path bends toward the porch. The house is a larger, closer goal now. The window is a square coin. The door is a friendly line. The porch boards remember your steps from before and lay themselves under your feet again. The steps accept your weight, as if they were waiting for you, and are pleased you arrived at exactly the speed you chose. At the top step, you pause with courage. You both listen. Inside, the house hum is low and kind. The clock has found an even slower pace. In the rocking chair, Eustace is a quiet hill. Some part of you knows this without seeing. Some part of you is right. Muriel's lamp waits at the table. You can feel the warmth through the door. The hunchback stands beside you and tips his head toward the yard. "I'll walk a bit more," he says, as if the night asked him. "I'll leave a tune on the fence for anyone who wakes." He smiles, the soft kind that doesn't show teeth, and touches Courage's head with 2 fingers, light as a moth landing. "Good night, little brave." Courage's tail moves once and stops. He leans into the touch, and then into your leg. The hunchback steps away, and the night opens to let him pass. In a moment, he is a shape at the fence. In another moment, he is a smaller shape by the gate. Then he is a part of the quiet that is everywhere. The fence keeps his place. You push the door just enough. It sighs the way it sighed before. Warm house air meets cool night air, and they greet each other again. You step inside. Courage follows, a soft pat of paws. The door closes with a small click. It sounds like a promise you don't have to make because the house makes it for you. The kitchen receives you with its gentle light. The mug is still on the table. The note is still under it. "Good morning, you two." The blanket is folded over the chair back, ready to unfold itself. The room smells like honey, wood, and a long-ago lavender that is still here because it wants to be. Courage circles once by the rug and lies down with a sound like a thread settling on cloth. He curls so that his back touches your foot. You sit. The chair does not creak. The table does not ask for conversation. The lamp does not ask for attention. Everything invites breath in 4. Hold, 1 out, 6. You lift the mug to your hands. It holds a ghost of warmth, just enough. The ghost is friendly. You set the mug down and slide the note 1 finger's width so the edge peeks out. Morning will find it easily. Morning will be gentle because night has been. The wind at the window has become a whisper. The windmill turns in your bones even though you cannot hear it. Tick and quiet. Tick and quiet. You keep the quiet. You let the tick go. You breathe the quiet. It has room for you and room for sleep and room for dreams that do not need to hurry to be good. Courage's paws twitch once, twice, then rest. His breathing matches the room. Your breathing matches his. The house hum settles into a lower note, as if the whole world took one last long exhale and decided to keep it out for a while because out-breaths feel good. You close your eyes or keep them half-lidded. Either way, you see the porch, the fence, the gate, the windmill, the path, the field, the small green line in the sky. You see them as if someone drew them with soft chalk inside your chest and then blew gently on the picture so it blurred and filled the whole space with quiet light. You sit with that light. You let it work. You let it smooth. You let it stay. If you open your eyes, the lamp shows you the curve of the spoon and the rim of the mug and the corner of the note. If you keep them closed, the windmill turns just once more and then trusts you to turn the rest of the way without it. In and longer out. And longer out again. The room takes the breath and makes it into sleep. It does this like baking does with dough under a cloth. Slow, quiet, certain. You do not have to help. You only have to be here. Courage lifts his head 1 inch, looks at you, and settles again, the smallest nod in the world. You nod back, or you do not. Either way, the nod is done. The night understands. The house understands. You understand. The windmill would say good night. If wood could speak the way wind speaks, it does speak, in the way it knows. The speaking is the turning. The turning is the good night. You have heard it. You have learned it by heart. You carry it with you now inside the slow rise and fall of your chest. You are home. You are held. You are ready to drift. And the night, pleased, keeps watch. The kitchen holds a soft goal, but the windmill's rhythm is still in your chest. Tick and quiet. Tick and quiet. You sit a moment with courage curled by your foot. His ear lifts, then settles. The room says rest. The night says come. Both are kind. You choose to follow the night one more time. A slow wait. The door opens with a little sigh. Cool air meets warm air, and they mix like tea and honey. You step onto the porch. Courage pads beside you, tail lifting once, then still. The boards remember your weight and give it back to you as calm. The yard shines in silver threads, dew beads on the top blades of grass. The path to the windmill is pale and clear, a soft ribbon laid down just for you. You stand and breathe, in for 4, hold for 1, out for 6. The longer out makes your shoulders slide down another inch. Courage breathes with you. A tiny puff at the end of each exhale, like the last sound a kettle makes before it sleeps. The wind is gentle. It moves the grass without asking it to travel. It brushes the fence without asking it to sing. It turns the blades without asking them to hurry. You and Courage step down into the yard and follow the ribbon toward the dark, which is not dark, only soft. A cricket begins a song, then lowers it to a whisper. The whisper fits the night better. A far owl sends one low call and leaves the call hanging like a thread between here and there. Not to pull you, only to connect the two places in case anyone needs the path. You don't. You already know the way. The gate is as you left it. The loop lifts. The gate opens just enough. The loop falls back into place with a sound like a tiny kiss. The hunchback's tune seems to rest on the top rail, even though you can't hear it now. It is there the way warmth is there after a hand leaves your shoulder. You walk the fence line. Courage takes 5 small steps ahead, then looks back and waits. When you arrive, he goes on. He leads and he walks with you, both at once. the way good friends do. The windmill stands patient and tall. Up close, the wood looks silver where many nights have smoothed it. The ladder rungs glow a little with dew. The tail vane points to the wind, the way a sleeping face points to dreams. You sit on the same low stone. Courage squeezes into the space between your ankles and the stone, a warm curve that fits your shins. You rest your palm on the post. Oh, the hum under your skin is softer now, as if the windmill has learned your breath and adjusted its turning to match it. The sky is a bowl of deep blue-black. The stars are quiet and sure. Far to the side, that neat green-white line appears again, polite, small, passing. The duck brothers tip their wings once as if to say, "Still here, still easy." They leave 3 soft dots and go, careful not to wake the crickets. Courage watches the dots fade and then closes his eyes. He has seen enough to be content. You let your jaw unhook a little more. Your tongue lies heavy and calm. Your eyes rest behind your lids. You feel the cool in your cheeks, and the warm in your chest, and the weight in your legs. In 4. Hold. 1 out. 6. The wind carries your out-breath away and lays it over the field like a thin blanket that makes everything smoother. If a thought comes, it is simple. A spoon on a saucer, a hat brim shading sleepy eyes, a note under a mug that says, "Good morning, you two." The thought sits on the stone with you, then slides off into the grass and becomes a dewdrop. You don't follow it. It doesn't ask you to. Courage's paws twitch once, twice. His dream is slow. A porch, a cookie crumb, a hand, a field. He makes a tiny purse sound, almost too small to hear, easier to feel through your ankle than to catch with your ear. Your ankle tells your ribs to soften. Your ribs listen. You rub your palm along the post. The grain is cool and straight. The little tremor from the turning blades is like a cat's purr held inside wood. It comforts without words. It is enough to sit and feel it. You do not need a story. The night is a story that tells itself by being gentle. From the fence corner, the faintest breath of music rises. Perhaps the hunchback left the last of his tune folded under a rail. It opens on its own and floats toward you. It makes a shape in the air, up 4 steps, rest, down 4 steps, rest. It arrives and then is gone. Even gone, it is friendly. You lie back on the straw. It does not scratch. It cradles. Courage shifts so his spine lines up with your ribs. His nose touches your sleeve. His breath warms a small patch of cloth and skin. Your arms grow heavy at your sides. Your fingers relax. Your palms half open, like flowers at night. The blades turn. Tick and quiet. Tick and quiet. The quiet after the tick feels wider each time. It holds more room for your breath, more room for sleep to grow. You do not count. Counting is work. You only notice the spaces blooming wider and kinder. A cloud moves across a piece of sky, then slips away. The stars behind it blink the way tired eyes blink before sleep. The air cools 1 more degree. Dew gathers along the stone's edge. You do not move. Your warmth draws a thin fog that curls and disappears. Your body takes this as permission and sinks another inch. When you sit again, the windmill seems closer, though you did not move in. Things come nearer at night when you become quiet enough. The field accepts your weight, your breath, your stillness, and it gives you steadiness back. This trade is easy. You give what you don't need. You receive what you do. You trace the ladder with your eyes. You do not feel called to climb. The ground is exactly right. The blade tips slide through the dim, and every time they pass, It is like a page turning in a book with no words, a book that calms by the sound of its paper. Courage stands and shakes once, a ripple that begins at his ears and ends at his tail. Then he steps onto the stone and turns in a careful circle and lies down against your hip. His weight tells your hip it can stop trying. It believed you before. Now it knows. The wind lowers itself. The blades keep moving because they like the work, not because they are asked. The fence leans the tiniest bit toward the field, listening the way people lean when they care. The gate rests with its loop in place, a small circle around a small promise kept. You place both hands on the post. Courage places both front paws, 4 anchors. The windmill hum changes 1 shade warmer under your palms. You breathe in for 4, hold 1, breathe out for 6. The hum nods. The hum understands. If you closed your eyes now and slept right here, the windmill would count for you, and the fence would be your pillow, and the field would be your blanket, and the hunchback's folded tomb would be your quiet guest. But you are not required to decide. The night does not insist. It waits with open hands. You sit long enough for the dew to lace your shoes, and for a second moth to rest on the ladder, and for a spider strand to catch a stray piece of starlight, and for that starlight to go where it was going. Time is not a line now, it is a pond. It holds still and reflects you until you forget to look and only feel the cool on your cheeks and the warm in your chest. When you finally rise, it is because rising feels like lying down in another form. Courage rises with you. The path back glows a little from your own feet, as if every step left a small kindness behind, and now you get to walk through it. The gate opens just enough. The loop lands on the post. The fence keeps its watch and gives a small nod you feel more than see. You and Courage walk home the easy way, the way that feels downhill even if it is flat. The wind at your back is not a push. It is a hand that says, I'm here. The yard welcomes you with the soft sound of stems brushing cuffs. The porch takes your weight and gives you steadiness in return. The door is warm under your palm. Inside, the kitchen is still gold. The mug, the spoon, the note, the blanket on the chair back, the picture frame by the shelf. Everything is where you left it because the room is good at keeping small promises. Courage circles once on the rug, then lies down, his back against your foot, as if he is anchoring you to the quiet in case you drift too quickly. He is a gentle anchor. He is proud of the job. You sit. The chair does not creak. The table does not ask. The lamp does not stare. The breath you brought from the windmill keeps going without help. In and longer out. Oh, the longer out leaves a soft emptiness behind, the good kind of empty, like a clean bowl waiting for morning oatmeal. You slide the note a finger's width so it peeks out from the mug. The edge catches the light. Good morning, you two. Morning will see it. Morning will arrive when it wishes. It is far away and perfectly timed. You do not have to bring it closer. Courage's paws twitch once, then stop. His dream changes pages. The page makes a soft paper sound if you listen with your heart. You do. You hear it. You let it turn you as well, not to a new chapter, only deeper into the same one. Your eyelids grow warm, like 2 small cups of tea kept safe in the dark. Your cheeks soften. Your jaw is easy. Your shoulders forget they ever tried to be ears. Your hands grow heavy and kind. Your feet drift a little farther away in a pleasant way, as if they have their own small beds down there and are grateful for them. The windmill keeps turning in your bones. Tick and quiet. Tick and quiet. The quiet fills the room and then spills over the rim and then fills you and then spills again. This is the right kind of spill. It leaves no mess. It leaves only rest. If a memory taps at the window, the curtain answers, "Not tonight." If a plan clears its throat, the blanket answers, "Morning will listen." If a worry breathes under the door, the latch answers, "Wait." The house speaks for you. You are spared from speech. You tilt your head, and it finds the place where your neck stops working and starts resting. Your spine says thank you with a small, almost invisible breath. You hear it anyway. You answer with another long exhale. The room answers with its hum. The night answers with its hush. Everyone agrees. You let the windmill's rhythm become your own until you cannot tell which is which, in and longer out. The out-breaths are small boats. They sail into the night and never need to come back for anything. Everything they carried is gone in a good way. Courage lifts his head 1 inch, checks your face and lowers it again. The tiniest nod. The kind that says, "We're home," without moving the lips. You nod back without moving anything. Your breath is the nod. You stay like this. Time becomes soft and round. Minutes are petals. They fall and do not need to be counted. They make a quiet pile on the floor that smells like clean and warm and safe. Your eyes close further. Or they were already closed. Either way, the same gentle dark holds you. The windmill turns far away and also inside you. The field rests. The fence keeps its place. The gate sleeps on its hinges. The hunchback's folded tune keeps watch from the rail. The Duck brothers draw a neat line somewhere you will not see. Muriel's lamp keeps its coin of gold. Eustace is a hill. The house is a hand. And you, with courage by your foot, and breath like the turning blades, and a note under a mug that promises a kind morning, you are allowed to let go. You are allowed to drift. You are allowed to sleep. The kitchen is quiet and warm. The lamp is low. The mug and spoon rest. The note peeks from under the cup. "Good morning, you two." It waits. You do not. You stand. The door opens with a soft sigh. Cool air meets warm air. They mix like tea and honey. You step onto the porch. Courage pads beside you, tail lifting once, then still. The boards remember you. The yard is silver and calm. The path is pale and clear. You both breathe. In for 4, hold for 1, out for 6. Shoulders drop, jaw loosens, eyes soften. The night is friendly. It makes room. You go down the steps. The grass brushes your cuffs. Dew touches your shoes. The wind is easy. It turns the windmill 1 pedal at a time. Tick and quiet. Tick and quiet. The quiet after the tick is wide. You live in that wide place. The gate is where it always is. The loop lifts. The gate opens just enough. The loop falls back with a tiny kiss. The fence keeps watch. The path beside it carries you without effort. Courage walks at your left. He glances up at you. You nod. He understands. The windmill stands ahead, tall and kind. The wood is pale where the weather has smoothed it. The ladder holds thin beads of dew. The tail vane points to the wind like a finger pointing to a lullaby. You sit on the low stone. Courage tucks into the space by your ankles, warm against cool. He sighs once. The sound is a ribbon of air that curls and disappears. You rest a palm on the post. The wood hums under your hand. It is a small purr inside the tree's old bones. If a thought comes, it is small and soft. A spoon, a hat, a broom asleep by the door, a note under a mug. The thought sits beside you and then slides into the grass and becomes dew. You do not follow it. You do not need to. A firefly lands on the ladder for a moment, a tiny star taking a rest. Another rises from the grass and floats higher, slow and patient. A cricket starts a song and lowers it to a whisper. The night prefers soft voices now. Far to the side, a neat green-white line crosses the sky. The duck brothers again, polite and silent. They tip their wings once, as if to say, "Still here, still easy." They leave 3 sleepy dots behind and go on. Courage watches until the dots fade. Then he closes his eyes. He has seen enough. You breathe with the blades, and longer out. The longer out-breath wipes dust from the day. It smooths the inside of your ribs. It sets your heart on the slow track. Your shoulders sink 1 more inch. Your hands grow heavy and kind. Your feet feel far away and safe. You rub your palm along the grain. The hum in the wood matches your chest. You do not make it match. It happens by itself. The night does the work. You enjoy it. From the fence corner comes the memory of a tune. The hunchback must have left it folded on the top rail. It lifts now and drifts to you. 4 notes up, a rest. 4 notes down, a rest. The tune asks nothing. It only keeps you company without touching your thoughts. You lie back on straw. It is not scratchy. It cradles. Courage turns and fits his spine along your ribs. His nose rests on your sleeve. His breath warms a small patch of cloth and skin. Your palms open like flowers in the dark. Your fingers forget to hold. The blades turn, tick and quiet, tick and quiet. The quiet after each tick grows larger than the tick. It holds you, it holds the field, it holds the sky. You float in it without moving. A thin cloud crosses a patch of stars and glides away. The stars blink once, the way tired eyes blink. The air cools a little. Dew gathers at the stone's edge. Your warmth pulls a faint fog from the straw. It curls and disappears. Your body reads this as a sign. It sinks deeper. You sit again because sitting feels like lying down in another form. Courage stands, shakes 1 soft ripple from ears to tail, and climbs onto the stone beside your hip. He turns once, then settles. His weight tells your hip it can stop trying. Your hip listens. It stops. If a memory taps on the post, the wood answers, "Not tonight." If a plan clears its throat, the wind answers, "Morning." If a worry breathes at the gate, the loop answers, "Wait." The field speaks for you. You are spared from speaking. You place both hands on the post. Courage sets both paws beside them. 4 anchors. The hum warms a shade under your palms. You breathe in for 4, hold for 1, breathe out for 6. The hum nods, the wind nods, the night nods. You could sleep here. If you do, the windmill will count for you. The fence will keep the gate. The fireflies will mark the path. The hunchback's quiet tune will keep watch from the rail. The duck brothers will draw a line where morning can find you. Muriel's lamp will be a warm coin in your pocket. Eustace will be a hill in the chair. The house will be a hand in the darks. You could, you might, you do not have to decide. You stay long enough for the dew to string a bright thread on a spider line. Long enough for the firefly on the ladder to lift again. Long enough for the crickets to trade verses and end on a shared hush. Time becomes round. Minutes are petals. They fall and do not need counting. When you rise, it is because rising feels like sinking in a new direction. Courage rises with you. The path back glows from the kindness of your earlier steps. The gate opens just enough. The loop settles on the post. The fence gives a nod you feel more than see. You walk home the easy way. The wind at your back is not a push. It is a presence. The yard welcomes you with the small sound of stems on cloth. The porch takes your weight and gives you steadiness in return. The door is warm under your palm. It opens with a soft sigh. Warm air and cool air greet each other again. The kitchen receives you. Lamp low, mug, spoon, note. Blanket on the chair back, photo by the shelf. The room smells like honey, wood, and a calm that has learned your name. Courage circles once and lies on the rug, back to your foot. He is a gentle anchor. He is proud of the job. You sit. The chair does not creak. The table does not ask. The lamp does not stare. Your breath from the field keeps going on its own, in and longer out. The longer out leaves a clean space inside. The space fills with quiet. Quiet fits you well. You slide the note a finger's width so it peeks out a little more. The edge catches the light. Morning will see it. Morning is far. That is perfect. The night still has its turn. Your eyelids feel warm, like 2 small cups of tea kept safe in the dark. Your brow is smooth. Your jaw hangs easy. Your tongue rests heavy and calm. Your shoulders have forgotten how to climb. They stay where they belong. Your hands are warm. Your feet are asleep in their own beds at the end of your legs. Courage's paws twitch once. His dream turns a page. The page makes no sound. You feel it anyway. Your breath follows, and longer out. The out-breaths are small boats that sail into the dark and do not need to return. If a picture comes, it is simple and kind. A gate that knows how to wait. A fence that listens. A windmill that turns without hurry. A path that carries. A hand on a post. A paw beside it. These pictures do not pull at you. They settle you. You lean your head back and find the place where your neck stops working and starts resting. Your spine says thank you with a quiet breath. You answer with another. The room answers with its hum. The night answers with its hush. All of it agrees. You do not need numbers now. The windmill's rhythm is in your chest. Tick and quiet. Tick and quiet. The quiet fills the kitchen. It spills over the rim. It fills you. It spills again. There's enough quiet for everything. Courage lifts his head 1 inch, looks at you, and lowers it. The smallest nod. You nod back without moving. Your breath is the nod. You stay like this. Time softens. Minutes fold. The lamp lowers itself a breath as the wick settles. Shadows rest in the corners like sleeping cats. The room holds you. The house holds the room. The night holds the house. Nothing asks for anything. Everything gives. You are allowed to let go. You are allowed to drift. You are allowed to sleep. In and longer out, and softer, until the words slip away, and you are only warmth and weight and easy air, and the windmill keeps turning far and near, counting for you while you rest. The night is quiet and nowhere. The kitchen lamp is low. The wind moves across the yard like a soft hand. You step out with courage. The boards of the porch remember you. The path to the fence is pale and calm. Dew sits on the tops of the weeds like tiny stars. In for 4, hold for 1, out for 6, Your shoulders drop. Your jaw loosens. Your eyes grow warm behind your lids. The fence waits at the edge of the yard. The rails are cool and smooth. The windmill turns once and rests. Tick and quiet, tick and quiet. Courage walks at your heel and then ahead and then back again, a small, happy guide who knows the way and still likes to check on you. At the corner post, a soft shape stands in the moonlight. A shawl holds the light like water holds a reflection. It is Shirley the medium. Her eyes are kind. Around her neck hang small charms that ring very softly, like teaspoons on saucers in another room. Evening, Shirley says in a warm voice. Slow night. Good night. Courage gives one little the polite hello he keeps for friends. He sits. You lean an elbow on the top rail. The wood holds your weight and gives steadiness back. Shirley opens a small pouch. The pouch smells clean, rosemary, faint rain, a hint of laundry dried in sun. She takes out a thin red thread. For gentle hearts, she says, a promise to be kind to yourself. She ties the red thread around Courage's paw. His ear flicks. He looks very serious while she works, and then very proud when she's done. She ties another length around your wrist. The knot is light and sure. The thread rests against your skin like a quiet hand. In 4. Hold 1 out. 6. From the path, a second figure arrives. Tall, tidy, and calm. A neat silhouette, perfect posture. Cats. He is not a shadow tonight. He is only a visitor done with his errands. He carries a thermos and 2 small cups stacked together. His tail makes a soft line in the dark, and then is still. Forgive the hour, Cat says, voice smooth and low. Chamomile, nothing stronger than sleep. He pours. The steam rises in thin ribbons and disappears without a fuss. He offers a cup to you with careful fingers. He offers a saucer to Courage with a single spoonful of warm tea and the smallest dot of honey, arranged the way neat people do small kindnesses. Courage noses the saucer. He takes a tiny lap and sighs, pleased. The sound is small and bright, like a bead dropped onto a cushion. Shirley lifts one charm and blows across it. A faint tone rings and then fades. May worry loosen, like a knot in warm water, she says. Half to you, half to the night. Katz tilts his head at the windmill and approves of its punctual turning. Reliable, he says softly, as if complimenting a good watch. You sip. The tea tastes like a quiet book. It slides into your chest and smooths the inside of your ribs. Your hands warm around the cup. Your breath lengthens on its own. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Beyond the dry riverbed, the sand changes shape in a kind way. A tall figure stands far off, washed in moonlight. Not close, not loud. King Ramses, peaceful as a statue remembering a song. He lowers a stone tablet to the ground with careful hands, as if returning a heavy story to its shelf. Then he stands very still. The wind passes and folds his robe around him, the way water folds around a rock. He is part of the night's museum of quiet. He does not come closer. You do not need him to. Courage leans his shoulder into your leg. The red thread shines a little on his paw and a little on your wrist. Shirley nods at the matching threads and seems satisfied with the small bridge between you. Breathe with the windmill, she says. It keeps slow time. Tick and quiet. Tick and quiet. Katz unscrews the thermos lid and taps the rim once with the cup, a polite habit. To uneventful evenings, he murmurs. He takes the smallest sip. His eyes soften. He is a cat made of tidy lines and quiet pride. Tonight, even his whiskers seem to be resting. Shirley reaches into her pouch again and brings out a tiny paper packet. She holds it to Courage's nose, then to you. Lavender and a crumb of sugar, she says. Smell only. Sweet tells the body that all is well. You breathe it in. The smell is simple and clean. It makes the out-breath longer. It makes your shoulders settle another inch. Courage licks the air like he is agreeing. The fence holds everyone's weight. 4 beings, 1 rail. The wood is cool and friendly. The night does the talking. None of you need to. If a thought knocks, Shirley's thread answers. Not tonight. If a plan clears its throat, Katz's cup answers. Morning. If a worry leans on the far post, the windmill answers. Wait. Tick and quiet. Tick and quiet. Shirley traces a circle in the air with 1 finger. It is nothing more than a motion, but it feels like a window being closed on a chilly draft. She smiles. There, she says. No unwanted breezes. Katz takes a folded napkin from his pocket and, with fastidious care, polishes a tiny spot on the fence rail that no one else saw. He steps back, pleased not with himself, but with the world for accepting the improvement. Order, he whispers, is an excellent pillow. Courage's paws twitch once. His dream has changed pages. The page is soft and silent. He makes a small purr in his throat and settles heavier against your leg. The red thread glows faintly when the moon comes out from a cloud and then fades when the cloud returns. It is a tiny lighthouse that knows how to rest between flashes. In for 4. Hold for 1. Out for 6. A moth lands on Shirley's shawl. The shawl does not move. The moth thinks it has found the moon and is content to be wrong. Katz, who notices such things, notices and chooses not to fix it. He lets the moth be right for tonight. Shirley takes the empty cup from your hand. I'll bring it back washed, she says, even though the cup is already clean. She likes promises she can keep. She likes keeping them even more. Katz pours a last small measure into Courage's saucer and then caps the thermos with a gentle twist. One should depart just before one is needed, he says, which is his way of refusing to overstay a good quiet. He gives the fence a neat little pat. Shirley ties a second smaller knot in your red thread, a knot that looks like a dot on a long line. For the middle of the night, she says, in case you wake and forget. Touch the knot. Remember the soft. She touches Courage between the ears with 2 fingers, light as a moth. Little brave, she says. Guard your sleep by sleeping. Katz touches the brim of an invisible hat and bows a fraction. Pleasantly dull dreams, he offers, as if giving a compliment to a chef. Far off, the tall figure in the sand turns a degree and becomes only a line. The tablet rests where he left it. The wind smooths it with quiet hands. Everything that needed placing has been placed. Everything that needed saying has been said. Shirley steps back and the night opens a path for her. Her charms chime once, like glass bells wrapped in wool. Katz steps back, and the night smooths his footprints as if it likes tidy edges. They walk the fence line together for a few paces, then each chooses a different softness. Shirley toward the bead-curtained doorway of her little wagon. Katz along the path that prefers straight lines. In a moment, you can only hear the night again. You and Courage stay. The red thread is warm against your wrist. His thread is warm against his paw. The fence rail is under your elbow. The windmill keeps slow time. Tick and quiet, tick and quiet. If you want, you count 5 turns with your breath. In on 1, hold, out on 2. In on 3, hold, out on 4. In on 5. And then you forget to count because numbers are heavier than you need. The breath goes on by itself, light and sure. You touch the little knot Shirley tied. You feel how small it is and how certain. You touch the brim of air where Katz's careful manners have brushed the night smooth. Both touches say the same thing. You are safe. Courage leans harder into your leg and then relaxes, his weight trusting you and the earth at once. His sigh is the last sound. After that, there is only the wind, the fence, the far shape in the sand, and the slow turning of the blades, which is also the slow turning of your breath. You stand when standing feels like resting in a new way. You and Courage walk the pale path back to the porch. The boards are cool and sure. The door opens with a soft sigh. Warm house air meets cool night air, and they greet each other again. Inside, the kitchen lamp is still a small moon. The mug waits. The note peaks. Good morning, you two. The blanket hangs from the chair back, heavy and kind. You sit. Courage curls by your foot. The red thread rests against your wrist like a promise you don't have to keep because it keeps you. In for hold, 1, out, 6, tick, and quiet. Tick, and quiet. The visitors are gone, but their gentleness stays like the scent of clean laundry in a room that has slept with the window open. You let that gentleness finish its work. You let your eyes close. You let the lamp be a moon. You let the windmill count for you. And the fence, please, keeps its quiet watch. The fence holds the night like a quiet shelf. Your elbow rests on the top rail. Courage sits close to your leg. The red threads are warm against skin and paw. The windmill turns without hurry. Tick and quiet. Tick and quiet. Shirley stays a little longer. She opens her pouch again. Inside are tiny paper packets, each tied with string. She chooses one marked with a small, hand-drawn star. She taps it on the rail. A soft scent rises. Lavender, a touch of rosemary. Something like rain on clean cloth. Just for breath, she says. Small help. No push. You breathe in the scent. In for 4. Hold for 1. Out for 6. Your shoulders drop another bit. Your jaw loosens. Your eyes feel warm behind your lids. Courage lifts his nose, agrees with a tiny and settles heavier. Katz adjusts the stack of cups on his saucer, making them sit just so. He wipes the rim of the thermos with a folded napkin and tucks the napkin away. He looks at your red thread and nods once, as if approving the knot's neatness. Simple measures, he says quietly. They save large ones. He pours another half cup and offers it to you. The steam rises and disappears without fuss. You sip. It tastes like quiet pages. Shirley takes a little silver charm shaped like a bead and sets it on the fence post. For soft night, she says, it will hold the calm when you are not here. Calm is patient. It waits. The charm does not shine much. It is shy about being special. It sits there like a small, kind thought. The wind crosses the yard. Grass leans and stands. The air smells like straw and clean dust. The windmill turns, tick, and quiet. The quiet is wide enough for everyone. Far out by the dry riverbed, the tall figure in the sand shifts a single degree and becomes part of the horizon again. He is a story put back on its shelf. The tablet lies at his feet like a book closed on the right page. The wind smooths it. Nothing asks for you. Everything wants you to rest. Kat sets Courage's saucer on the rail, a small dot of tea for the polite dog. Courage licks once and leaves it. He is more interested in leaning his shoulder into your shin. He presses. You feel the steady weight. Your body believes the message. Here is safe. Shirley traces a circle in the air, slower than before. She closes it with a small tap of her finger, as if sealing a letter. No drafts, she murmurs. No doorways to worry. A moth lands on the charm and rests. Katz notices, but does not correct it. Let it, he says softly. We can allow small misunderstandings tonight. The fence accepts everyone's weight. 4 beings, 1 rail. The wood is cool and friendly. Its grain lines look like slow rivers on a quiet map. Your fingertips follow 1 river to the end. There is no end. The line goes on into the wood and into the night. Shirley looks at Courage's thread and yours. She ties a tiny second knot on yours near the first. For waking at midnight, she says. Touch and remember the soft. If you forget, touch again. The thread remembers for you. Katz uncaps the thermos, tips it with care to gather the last heat, then caps it again. Efficiency, he says, satisfied but calm. We waste nothing, not even quiet. Courage's paws twitch once. He is walking in a very small dream. A porch step, a crumb, a hand. He makes a little purr that you feel more than hear. Your breath follows his pace. In and longer out. Shirley hums under her breath. Not a tune. Just a thread of sound like a kettle from far away. The thread wraps the fence, the wind, the cup, the charm, the red threads, and the soft space inside your chest. Then it fades on purpose so the quiet can do the main work. Katz glances toward the windmill. Reliable, he says again, pleased that something turns exactly as it should. He straightens 1 small nail on the fence with his thumb and forefinger, then stops himself and smiles at his own habit. Order, he says softer. Enough for tonight. The wind lays a sheet of cool over the field and then lifts it back again. The stars say nothing. Their silence is approval. Shirley takes a few steps along the fence, then returns. She places a tiny paper packet by your hand. For the pocket, she says. Lavender and 1 sugar grain. Do not open. Just carry. The idea is enough. You slip it into your pocket. The packet is very light. You feel it anyway, the way you feel a promise you did not have to make because it was made for you. Katz checks a watch that does not tick out loud. The face shines once, then goes dark. He nods at the night as if they are on the same schedule. We will depart before we become an interruption. He pours the last sip into Courage's saucer, wipes the rim, and nests the cup with the others, everything in its place, everything allowed to rest. Shirley lifts her eyes to yours. If thoughts knock, do not answer, she says kindly. They can wait on the porch. They will still be there in the morning, smaller and better behaved. You nod. Or you simply breathe, which is the same as nodding in this place. In for 4, hold for 1, out for 6. The windmill turns, tick, and quiet. Courage leans harder into your leg, then relaxes. The red threads lie still. The charm does not shine, but you know it is there. Katz watches the moth for 1 more second, then lets it have its moon. Shirley touches Courage between the ears with 2 fingers, light as a leaf. Little brave, she says. Rest is work, too. Katz touches 2 fingers to the edge of his invisible hat. Pleasantly dull dreams, he offers again. He means it as the highest praise. They step back together. The night opens a path for them, then folds it after. Shirley's charms whisper once and go silent. Katz's careful steps fade into the soft mix of dust and straw. In a few breaths, there is only the fence, the wind, the slow blades, and the quiet. You and Courage stay. The fence rail is steady under your arm. The field smells like cool straw. The wind brings the kitchen's honey and wood from the open window, just a thread, just enough to remind you where warmth waits. If a memory taps, the knot answers, not now. If a plan clears its throat, the packet in your pocket answers, morning. If a worry breathes through the slats, the charm answers, wait. Tick and quiet, tick and quiet. Courage noses your wrist where the red thread wraps. He touches the knot with his whiskers like he is reading it. He seems pleased with the message. He sits a little taller, then sinks a little lower, which is dog for I am on duty and I am asleep both at once. You touch the knot too. It is small. It is sure. You do not have to hold the feeling. The thread holds it for you. The wind pauses. The blades still for one heartbeat, then turn again. You take that as your cue to stand. Standing feels like resting in a different shape. Courage stands with you. He shakes once from ears to tail, slow and soft, and the little red thread flashes and goes still. You walk the pale path back to the porch. The gate gives a tiny kiss as the loop settles. The fence keeps its place. The yard brushes your cuffs with the tops of sleeping stems. The boards of the porch remember your weight and send calm back up through your feet. Inside, the door sighs and closes. Warm house air meets cool night air one last time and then rests. The kitchen lamp glows low. The mug sits where you left it. The note peeks out. Good morning, you two. The blanket waits on the chair back. You sit. Courage curls by your foot, the way he always does when he is guarding the quiet. Your wrist rests on your lap. The red thread lies across your skin like a line drawn by a careful hand. Your pocket holds the tiny packet. The fence holds the charm. The night holds the field. The windmill holds the count. Breathe. In for 4. Hold for 1. Out for 6. Again. Again until you forget to count. If you open your eyes, you see the spoon's curve, the rim of the mug, the edge of the note, the gentle light on the table. If you keep them closed, you see a fence rail, a tiny bead, a red thread, a moth thinking it has found the moon and being allowed to be right. The visitors are gone, but their calm remains like the scent of clean laundry in a room that has slept with the window cracked. You let that calm finish its work. You let your shoulders finish lowering. You let your jaw finish loosening. You let your breath finish slowing until it no longer needs you to help. Courage's paws twitch once. His dream turns a page. The page makes no sound. You feel it anyway. Your breath follows, in and a longer out. The windmill turns far away and also inside your chest. Tick and quiet. Tick and quiet. The quiet fills the room and then spills over the rim and fills you and then spills again. There is enough for everything. You are allowed to let go. You are allowed to drift. You are allowed to sleep. The fence holds steady in the cool. Your elbow rests on the rail. The red thread is warm on your wrist. Courage sits close, his own small thread bright for a blink, then quiet again. The windmill turns without hurry. Tick and quiet, tick and quiet. You breathe with it. In for 4. Hold for 1. Out for 6. The out-breath smooths your chest from the inside. Your shoulders sink another inch. Your jaw loosens. The tiny charm surely left on the post is a hush of silver. It does not shine much. It does not need to. It is like a small, kind thought that stays even when no one is speaking. A moth perches there, still believing it has found the moon. The night allows this. You allow it too. Far off by the dry riverbed, the tall shape in the sand is only a line now, peaceful as a statue that remembers the tune but does not need to sing it. The tablet lies where careful hands placed it. The wind smooths it like a palm on a page. Nothing calls you. Everything keeps watch. Courage leans into your shin. You feel his steady weight. He is the size of comfort, pressed right where you notice it most. He sighs, a ribbon of warm air, and the ribbon disappears. If a thought knocks, you touch the knot on your thread. Not tonight. If a plan clears its throat, you touch the paper packet in your pocket. Morning. If a worry breathes through the slats, You glance at the charm on the post. Wait. The fence takes your weight and gives steadiness back. Under your fingertips, the grain lines are slow rivers. You follow one and lose it in the wood. You do not need to find it again. It keeps going without you. A breeze drifts along the rail and rests. The grass leans and stands. Dew gathers in a neat row on the top board, beads like small pearls left by a careful hand. One bead joins another and draws a silver thread. The thread breaks softly and falls as nothing at all. Overhead, a neat green-white line crosses the sky, polite, small. The duck brothers tipped their wings once, slow and considerate, as if passing through a library. They leave 3 sleepy dots behind and move on. Courage watches the dots fade, then closes his eyes. He has seen enough to be happy. Breathe, in, hold, out, tick, and quiet, tick, and quiet. You rest both forearms on the rail. Your hands open like night flowers. Your fingers forget to hold. The warmth in your palms belongs to the cup you are not holding, to the lamp you cannot see from here, to the house that glows in your memory like a coin kept in a pocket. Footsteps whisper along the path and pause. A small shape with kind eyes appears at the far post. The hunchback of nowhere. He lifts 2 fingers in a hello that does not disturb the quiet. His concertina hangs closed at his side, a book between chapters. "Good night travels," he says, very soft. "I thought I'd walk with it." Courage's tail moves once. The hunchback leans on the rail a few paces away, leaving you your space, joining you anyway. He opens the concertina a thumb's width and lets one sigh of air pass through. The sound is barely a sound. It is a shape the air remembers. 4 steps up. Rest. 4 steps down. Rest. You breathe with that shape. In for 4. Hold. Out for 6. Your belly rises and falls. Your back widens on the in-breath and settles on the out-breath. Your neck forgets to work and begins to rest. The hunchback glances at your red thread and smiles, as if he can see the knot even from there. He nods toward the charm on the post, approving of small helps that help a lot. Then he looks back to the windmill and lets the air make another quiet shape between the reeds. A long owl call slides across the field and drapes itself over the fence like a soft scarf. No one moves to pick it up. It rests where it falls. The stars keep their places. They do not blink to hurry you. They do not blink to test you. They are content with your pace. Courage's paws twitch once, the dream of a short step on a warm porch. He makes a tiny purr. You feel it in your leg more than you hear it. Your leg tells your ribs. Your ribs slow to match. If you open your eyes wider, you see the dew, the moth, the charm, the thin threads of spider silk, catching a grain of starlight. If you close your eyes, you see the same things, only inside, softer and nearer. The hunchback sets the concertina on the rail and rests both hands on top of it. When you go in, he says gently, leave the gate of your thoughts the way you found this one. Loop on the post, easy to open in the morning, not tonight. You nod, or you breathe, which is the same here. The windmill turns. Tick, and quiet. Tick, and quiet. Time becomes round. Minutes fall like petals and do not ask to be gathered. The fence learns the shape of your arms. The ground learns the weight of your feet. The air learns your breath and carries it without effort. When standing feels like lying down in a new way, you stand. Courage stands too and shakes once from ears to tail, slow and soft. The red thread on his paw flashes and goes still. The hunchback lifts his concertina and gives the rail a polite, grateful tap, as if to thank the wood for holding the night. Together you walk the pale path toward the porch. The fence keeps watch. The charm keeps its place. The moth keeps its moon. The gate loop lifts, falls, kisses the post, and sleeps. The yard brushes your cuffs with the tops of quiet stems. The porch boards remember your weight and give you calm in return. At the steps, the hunchback pauses. "I'll leave a tune on the corner," he says, "for anyone who wakes and needs a short road back to soft." He touches Courage's head with 2 fingers, light as a leaf. Little brave. He tips his chin to you, then to the windmill, then to the kitchen window's gold. He walks on along the fence until he is part of the quiet again. You open the door. It sighs. Warm air and cool air greet each other and then rest. Inside, the lamp is low. The mug is where you left it. The note still peaks. "Good morning, you two." The blanket waits on the chair back like a soft folded cloud. Courage circles once on the rug and lies down with his back against your foot, pleased to be your anchor. You sit. The chair does not creak. The table does not ask. The lamp does not stare. Everything makes room for breath. In for 4. Hold for 1. Out for 6. Again. Again, until you forget to count. If a thought comes, you touch the knot. Not tonight. If a plan whispers, you touch the packet. Morning. If a worry breathes at the window, the curtain answers for you. Wait. Courage's paws twitch once more, then are still. His dream turns a page you cannot hear. Your breath follows. The windmill turns far away and also inside your chest. Tick. And quiet. Tick. And quiet. Your eyelids feel warm, like 2 small cups of tea kept safe in the dark. Your cheeks soften. Your mouth rests open a little. Your tongue is heavy and calm. Your shoulders forget to climb. They stay where they belong. Your hands are warm and kind. Your feet feel far away and safe. The visitors have gone down their gentle paths, but their calm remains. Thread, charm, packet, manners, tune. The fence remembers all of it for you. The house remembers the fence. You only need to breathe. The room grows a little softer as the wick settles. Shadows lie down in the corners like sleeping cats. The hum is steady. The clock is slower. The night is pleased with you. You are allowed to let go. You are allowed to drift. You are allowed to sleep. The lamp is low. The kitchen is warm. The mug rests. The note peeks from under it. Good morning, you two. The blanket waits on the chair back. Courage curls by your foot. The red thread lies across your wrist like a line someone drew with a careful hand, and then put the pen away. Outside, the fence keeps watch. You can feel it through the window the way you can feel a quiet song through a wall. The charm sits on the post. The moth still believes it has found the moon. No one needs to correct it. The windmill turns without hurry. Tick and quiet. Tick and quiet. You breathe with it. In for 4. Hold for 1. Out for 6. Your shoulders lower. Your jaw softens. Your eyes grow warm behind your lids. Courage lifts his head 1 inch. Checks your face, then settles again. His back touches your foot. He is a small, steady anchor. He's proud of the job. His red thread shines once, then rests. His breath is slow, in and longer out. You slide your hand to your lap so the thread lies where you can feel it. The little knot is small and sure. You touch it with the tip of a finger. It answers like a light tap on a closed door. Not tonight. The packet in your pocket is very light. You feel it anyway. Morning. The charm at the fence is far away and near at once. Wait. The lamp hums. The clock ticks. The house breathes. Everything agrees. If a picture rises, let it be simple. A fence rail, a bead of dew, A red thread. A moth at rest. A careful cat tapping a cup rim. A shawl that holds moonlight. A tall figure far off, peaceful as a stone remembering a song. None of the pictures ask you to move. They ask you to soften. You stand, not because you must, but because standing feels like resting in a new shape. You take the blanket from the chair back. It smells like clean wool and a touch of lavender from the line. You lay it over your legs. It is heavy in a friendly way. Your body hears the message. You can let go. Courage slides closer until his shoulder leans into your ankle. Warm meets warm. The lamp paints a small gold path across the table. Spoon curve, mug rim, note corner, a shine on the old wood where hands have rested for years. You follow the path with your eyes half closed. It leads nowhere but here. Here is enough. In for 4. Hold for 1. Out for 6. Again. Again, until counting is too much and breath is enough. Outside, the wind turns and then rests. The grass leans and stands. The windmill keeps time for anyone who needs it, and is content for anyone who doesn't. The charm does not shine much, but calm does not need to shine. Calm only needs to stay. You think of Shirley's voice. May worry loosen like a knot in warm water. You think of Katz's neat wish, pleasantly dull dreams. You think of the hunchback's promise to leave a tune on the corner. You realize the tune is already here, folded into the quiet, folded into your breath, folded into the way courage sighs and then sinks heavier. If a thought knocks, let the lamp answer. Not tonight. Even if a plan clears its throat, let the blanket answer. Morning. If a worry breathes under the door, let the latch answer. Wait. Your hands grow warm and heavy. Your fingers forget to hold. Your palms open like flowers at evening. Your arms rest with the satisfaction of tools put back in their drawer. Your neck finds the place where it stops working and starts resting. Your spine says thank you with a small breath you almost do not hear. You hear it anyway. Courage's paws twitch once. One small step in a soft dream. He makes a tiny purr. His tail moves once and stops. He is a traveler camping in the safe country of the lamp. He is a guardian who guards by sleeping. You learn from him. You tilt your head and see the window as a soft square of dark. The fence is out there, but you do not need to see it. You can feel it the way you feel a steady hand across a room. The fence holds the night. The night holds the yard. The yard holds the house. The house holds you. You hold nothing. You let the holding be done for you. In and longer out. Let the out-breath be a cloth that smooths the table of the day. Let the table be clean. Let it stay clean until morning brings the oatmeal and the spoon and the quiet first light. You ease deeper into the chair or into the bed if you have gone there. The blanket learns your shape and keeps it. Your feet feel far away and safe, like 2 small boats tied to a quiet dock. Your knees are soft. Your hips are easy. Your belly rises and falls, a small tide washing a simple shore. Your chest widens and settles, widens and settles. Your heart hears the windmill and chooses the slow track. It is not in a race. It is a careful drummer at a night camp, keeping time for sleep. The lamp lowers itself a breath as the wick settles. Shadows lie down in the corners like sleeping cats. The hum stays steady. The clock is slower. The room smiles without moving. If your eyes open, you see blur and gold and the shape of care. If your eyes close, you see the fence rail, the bead of dew, the red thread, the moth moon, the tiny charm, the careful hands, the far figure turned back into horizon. Both views are the same story. safe. Outside, the windmill turns once more. Tick, and quiet. The quiet after the tick is wider than the tick. You live in that wide place. You touch the knot one last time. Small. Sure. Then you let your hand rest where it falls. Courage breathes out a soft line of air that says everything without words. You answer with your own long exhale. The two lines cross and make a quiet X in the air between you. The X means here. You imagine the fence post with the charm. You imagine the red thread on Courage's paw. You imagine Shirley's shawl and Katz's napkin and the hunchback's closed concertina. These are gentle tools you do not have to use. Their work is already done. The wind pauses. The blades are still for one heartbeat, then turn again. You take that as your cue to become even quieter, the way a pond becomes glass, when the breeze decides to listen instead of speak. If a memory taps, it finds nobody home. If a question calls, it goes to voicemail. If an old worry walks up the path, it sees the knot and leaves a note that says tomorrow, then folds itself small and sleeps on the porch. In and longer out. Longer out and longer out. Courage shifts and presses his back into your foot, as if to lock you to the ground in case you float too quickly. You will float anyway, but you will do it while still touching the earth in one small place. That is enough. Time softens. Minutes are petals. They fall and do not ask to be counted. They make a quiet pile on the floor that smells like clean and warm and safe. The lamp glows through the pile. The glow rises like steam and rests under your eyelids. You are almost asleep now. The fence knows. The windmill knows. The house knows. They keep watch with a patience you do not have to match. That is their joy. Yours is to be kept. If you drift and wake for a heartbeat, touch the knot. Remember the soft. Touch the packet. Promise the morning. Touch your own breath. In and longer out. And let the wide part hold you again. The moth on the charm keeps its moon. The charm keeps its quiet. The red threads keep their message. The wind lays a sheet over the field and lifts it back. The windmill turns once, then is forgotten, then turns again. The forgetting is the gift. You do not leave the night. The night leaves itself under you like a bed. You do not hold sleep. Sleep holds you the way the fence holds the yard, without grip, without force, only shape and steadiness. Stay. Breathe. Let everything do its work. In and longer out. Softer and softer. Until even the words are too many and they slide away, and you are only warmth and weight and easy air. Outside, the fence is pleased. The charm is pleased. The windmill is pleased. The night is pleased. Inside, courage sleeps. You sleep. And the house, glad, keeps watch. The house is quiet. The lamp is low. In the corner, the old computer hums, a soft blue glow on the screen. The cursor blinks like a sleepy firefly. Courage pads over the floor, tap, tap, and sits. He tilts his head. He likes the warm hum. The screen brightens a little. A simple star appears, then another, then a line between them. Stars are not loud. They take their time. They make a calm picture made of dots. Initiating bedtime map, the computer says in a soft, dry voice. Follow the simple shapes. Muriel passes through the kitchen, gentle steps, and lays the wool blanket over the back of your chair. She touches Courage's shoulder once and smiles. Then she lets the quiet do its work. Eustace sleeps in the other room, a quiet hill in a steady chair. You sit where you can see the screen. Breathe in for 4, hold for 1, out for 6. The glow makes a small lake of blue on the table. The spoon and mug shine like new moons. New stars appear and settle into a little windmill. 4 arms, a tail. The arms turn 1 point at a time. Tick and quiet, tick and quiet. Courage watches, ears soft, tail a slow metronome that stops when it finds the best pace. Another group of dots draws a kettle, a round belly, a short spout, a tiny lid. Steam is not drawn, the mind fills it in. You can almost smell chamomile again. The screen seems to exhale with you, in and longer out. The computer draws labels in neat letters that fade as soon as you read them. Windmill keeps time so you don't have to. Kettle holds warmth until you're ready. The words vanish. The stars remain. You do not need the words to rest. Courage puts his paws on the desk edge and peers closer. The computer notices and lowers the brightness by 1 small step. Comfort mode, it says, amuse at itself. The glow becomes softer. The room becomes softer with it. Now a row of points becomes a chair. Just a square and 2 longer legs. Simple. It looks like the one Eustace fixed. It does not squeak. It only holds. Chair. Lets your weight be the only job. A curve of dots becomes a cup. The cup stands beside a tiny saucer, both drawn with 6 or 7 stars. The picture is so small and tidy it makes the breath smooth without trying. Cup. A little harbor for your hands. You breathe with the blinking cursor. It blinks slower now, matching your pace. In for 4. Hold for 1. Out for 6. Good. The computer gathers dots into a blanket shape. Not a rectangle, just a low hill of stars that looks heavy in a friendly way. Courage yawns and rests his chin on your foot. The blanket of stars seems to settle too. Blanket. Permission to stop holding on. The labels fade again. The room keeps the meaning. A tiny cluster appears, then a triangle wag, then 2 small moons for eyes. A small dog, tail drawn with 3 dots, ears drawn with 2. Courage squints at his star self and releases a tiny purr. He approves. He is both here and in the picture. Both places are safe. Dog brave and sleepy. Muriel's hand rests a moment on your shoulder and then lifts. Back soon, dear, she whispers to no one in particular, which means everyone. Her voice is a pillow. The hall takes her footfalls and folds them into the quiet. The computer clears its throat very softly, as machines do when they want to be kind. Breath program, even-tide, it says. Suggested rhythm, 4-1-6. Numbers appear and drift like small boats across the screen. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 1 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then the numbers fade so you can feel the tide without counting. You follow the stars instead. 5 points bright, 5 breaths slow. Each breath smooths the inside of your ribs like a warm cloth gliding over wood. Your shoulders settle. Your jaw loosens. Your eyes grow warm behind the lids. The screen redraws the windmill next to the dog, a friendly neighbor. Between turns, a thin line links them, as if saying the breath and the heart are friends. Tick and quiet, tick and quiet. Courage's chest rises with yours. His chest falls with yours. The cursor blinks in time. A door shape arrives. 2 lines, a dot for a knob. Door lets the day wait outside. The knob dot dims, and with it thoughts about doors, lists, errands, news. They stand on the porch politely and agree to return in the morning, smaller and better behaved. Another picture forms. A hat, just a brim and a gentle curve. It shades the tiny dog of stars. You remember the way the real hat felt over Courage's back. Your breath gets longer on the out. Your shoulders drop another bit. Hat, shade for the mind. The computer rearranges the sky. The cup moves beside the chair. The blanket rests over both. The windmill keeps its corner like a quiet clock. The dog curls under the hat. A tiny 5-point star drifts to each picture, touching them one by one like a blessing. The star leaves a softer glow behind and then sweeps to the next. Status, the computer says, barely above the hum. Environment, calm. Heart, slowing. Thoughts, docking. Outcome predicted, sleep. You smile without moving your mouth. You breathe in for 4. Hold, out for 6. You imagine the out-breath as a small boat sliding from harbor to open, unruffled water, and then the water is not even water, just soft air that carries weight for you. The screen turns the constellations into a path. Windmill to chair to cup to blanket to hat to dog. You can walk it with your eyes closed. You can walk it without moving. It is a loop. Wherever you start, it brings you back to rest. Courage's paws twitch once, then stop. He is stepping through an easy dream. The screen keeps pace. The dots do not blink all at once. They take turns, very polite, so nothing startles. The computer adds one more gentle note, a low, steady bar of light along the bottom edge, like the line of a horizon at the end of a calm sea. The bar pulses with your breath, wider on the in, narrower on the out. It teaches nothing. It simply agrees with you. On the table, the note under the mug peeks out. Good morning, you two. You do not read it. You feel it. Morning is far. That is perfect. The computer draws 5 more tiny stars at the top of the screen and lets them fall, slow as petals. Each petal star drifts down, passes over the cup, the chair, the blanket, the hat, the dog, and fades where your breath meets the end of your exhale. 5 more like that, it suggests. You do 5. You forget to count after 3. The 4th and 5th happen anyway. The breath is a kind worker who does not need supervision. The cursor slows again. Blink. Blink. The windmill turns once more. Tick. And quiet. The quiet after the tick is wider than the tick. You live in that wide place. Your shoulders are low. Your face is soft. Your hands are warm. Your feet feel far away and safe. If a thought knocks, the door constellation answers, knob dim and firm, not tonight. If a list whispers, the cup answers, later. If a worry shifts its weight, the blanket answers, hush. The stars are small but sure. They do the talking so you can rest. Courage sighs a long, thin sigh and lets it go. You match him without trying. Your breath writes a soft line through the room. The line disappears as soon as it is written. Then another. Then another. Each line makes the air smoother. The computer lowers the brightness one more small step. The pictures stay, but they blur a little, as if they are already becoming memory. Transitioning to star drift, it says. I will count if you forget. You let your eyelids be heavy. You let your neck find the place where it stops working and starts resting. You let your back widen. You let your heart take the slow path. You let the windmill keep the count so you don't have to. In. 4. Hold. 1. Out. 6. Again. Again, until the numbers are boats you watch from shore, and then you are not watching. You are just hearing the water. And then you are not hearing the water. You are only floating. The constellations dim to a soft screensaver of drifting points. The tiny dog curls into a brighter dot, and then into the same shade as the rest. The chair and cup merge into a single, kind shape. The hat becomes a curve over nothing in particular. The blanket becomes the whole screen. Conclusion, the computer whispers, less sound than thought. You are safe. Proceed. You do not move to agree. Your breath agrees for you. Courage agrees for you. The room agrees for you. The wind outside moves the grass and then rests. The windmill turns once more and then is forgotten and then turns again, pleased. You sit in the glow until glow and breath and you are the same thing. Then even that is too many words, and there is only warmth and weight and easy air. Sleep comes closer, not like a closing door, but like a soft map finishing its drawing, line by gentle line, stars taking their places and then dimming, because the sky has learned your shape and can hold it without light. The screen keeps its soft blue. Stars drift in slow lines. Courage settles by your foot, a warm curl. Your breath and the hum begin to match. The computer lowers the glow one small step. Comfort mode plus, it says softly. We'll use easy shapes. New dots slide into place and make a tiny door again, 2 lines and a knob. Door, the day waits outside. The knob dims. Lists and news stand politely on the porch and agree to come back small in the morning. They close their own coats. They're fine out there. A handful of stars becomes a window, a square with a thin line for sill. Window, look out once, then look in. You look out one last time in your mind. Windmill, fence, quiet field. Then you look in. Warm room, safe chair, slow breath. In for 4, hold 1, out for 6. The computer draws a simple clock, 4 dots at the corners. Time kept for you. The dots stop moving. The keeping is handled. You don't have to do it. Courage lifts his head, checks your face, and sets his chin back on your ankle. He sighs a tiny string of warm air, and the string disappears. A neat cluster becomes a small heart, just 2 curves and 1 point. Heart chooses the slow road. The slow road feels good. Your shoulders drop another bit. Your jaw loosens. Your tongue rests heavy and calm. More stars gather into a soft path connecting the constellations you already know. Windmill chair cup, blanket hat dog door. The path is a loop. You can start anywhere. You always arrive at rest. Guided loop, the computer murmurs. 1 round, then glide. You imagine walking it without moving. Windmill, tick, and quiet. Chair, weight held, nothing to do. Cup, warm hands, quiet chest. Blanket, permission. Hat, gentle shade for thoughts. Dog, brave and sleepy, right here. Door, closed to the day, open to dreams. The line you traced glows once and fades. Your breath keeps going on its own, in hold, and longer out. A fresh handful of dots makes a pillow, a low hill of light. Pillow, your head remembers how to rest. You let your neck find the place where work ends and resting begins. Your spine says thank you with a small, almost invisible breath. You hear it anyway. Tiny numbers appear and drift like boats. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They fade again. You don't need them now. The computer knows. It lets the horizon, bar at the bottom, breathe with you. Wider on the in, narrower on the out, quiet as a tide under glass. The screen draws 5 falling stars. One by one they pass across the map and disappear at the edge of your X-ray. 5 more like that, the computer suggests, barely a whisper. You do them, you forget to count after 3. The 4th and 5th happen anyway. The breath is a kind worker. It does not need supervision. Courage's paws twitch once. He's stepping through an easy dream. Porch, crumb, hand, field. His tail moves 1 inch and sleeps again. On the screen, the chair and cup slide together. Then the blanket folds over them. The hat curves above the little dog of stars. The windmill keeps its corner, turning without hurry. A single, bright star touches each picture and softens it, as if saying goodnight to every shape. Status, the computer says, softer still. Environment, calm, muscles yielding. Thoughts docking, recommended action, proceed. You let the words float away like steam, in hold, out. The out-breath smooths the inside of your ribs like a warm cloth on a table. The table is clean. It stays clean for morning. A last picture forms, a home, triangle roof, square room, tiny chimney star. The home is not loud. It is simple and exact. Home, here. The label fades. The feeling stays. The computer lowers brightness again. The constellations blur, then become a soft field of drifting points. Star drift, it says. I'll count if you forget. You already forgot. Good. Your breathing is slow, easy, kind. Courage breathes with you. The horizon bar pulses faintly and then chooses to be still, trusting you. Muriel's steps whisper in the hall. She appears in the doorway and looks at the screen, at you, at Courage. She smiles with her eyes. She rests a hand on your shoulder, then on Courage's back. Everything's fine, my dears, she whispers, like a promise the room already believes. Eustace turns once in the chair in the other room. His quiet snore lowers a note and becomes silence. The house hum holds steady. The lamp wick settles with one tiny breath and then rests. The computer draws one final line across the bottom of the screen, thin even, like the edge of morning very far away. Conclusion, it whispers, almost thinking instead of speaking. You are safe. Sleep mode engaged. The screen dims to a soft glow. The cursor blinks once, and then blinks slower, and then not at all. The room keeps the map even without the light. The map lives in your breath now. In 4. Hold. 1. Out. 6. Again. And now without numbers at all. Courage nudges your ankle. One small, loving check, and settles heavier. Your hands are warm. Your feet feel far away and safe. Your face is soft. Your heart chooses the slow road and stays on it. The wind outside moves the grass and then rests. The windmill turns once more and then forgets itself and then turns again, pleased. The stars on the screen are only dots now. The dots are only dark now. The dark is only warm now. Loving outro. The computer keeps its gentle hum like a lullaby. It hums only for you. Good night, little brave, it tells Courage. Good night, dear one, it tells you. I'll keep watch. Muriel leans close, her voice a soft blanket. Sleep sweet, love. The world can wait. Courage breathes out a tiny purr, which means me too. He is your small anchor and your small star, both at once. You let go. The house holds you. The night holds the house. You are home. You are loved. You are safe. Sleep. Good night.